Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. The Ohio State basketball team with their best performance of the season at the time they needed it the most. They beat Wisconsin 86-69 last night at the Shot. Bruce Thornton led the way with 27 points, becoming just the third Buckeye to score 2,000 in their career. OSU back in action Sunday at 1 up in East Lansing, taking on number 15 Michigan State. The 10th-ranked Lady Bucks look to rebound from their loss to Maryland on Sunday tonight. They head to Minnesota to take on the 23rd-ranked Golden Gophers at 8. You can hear the tip right here on the Fan immediately following the Inside Edge. At the Winter Olympics, Team Canada just scored to tie up Czechia 2-2 in the second period of their matchup. Team USA battles Sweden at 3:10. The U.S. trails Norway and Italy in the medal count with 24. This one brought to you by BMI Federal Credit Union, voted best credit union for the past 8 years in a row by CBUS Top Picks. Visit bmifcu.org to learn more.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, here we go. Rothman and Ice, Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and the Loose Cannon Boys. Here we go. Big Wednesday for you. How you feeling?
Hump day. I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. Can't complain. We got some nice temps outside, so that's a nice little surprise for us right now here in February. So all is good in the world of Matty Ice right now. Thank you for asking.
Buckeyes are back. Are they back, Matt? Y'all back, Buckeyes. That's a big win last night. We kind of sensed it that they were in, as you say, must-win mentality. But the bottom line is Wisconsin's a very good team, and they came in here and they laid an egg, and Ohio State forced them into laying that egg. They were everywhere. They did so much inside. Devin Royal took that as his game last night, and the way he started, they set the tone. They had to protect the lead at halftime, which they've not been great at doing. Sealing up games has not been their, signature. And so last night, I thought they did so many things right, and it gave them a lot of hope. I don't believe this team is better without Mobley, but they're certainly coming up with answers. Thornton was great. They guarded better. They scored inside. They hustled. Now, they shot the ball really, really well. And that is a results-based part of this deal. And if they shoot, I think they started the game 4 for 6 from 3. And that was massive. They just got off to a great start.
Yeah, that'll work.
And here they are, again, giving themselves hope. I never looked at this as the game they had to win, but I think it was one of those that when you're at home and you're playing a team like Wisconsin and they just got ranked, and if you can get one here, it could go a long way, they're going to have to pick up some more. Everybody knows that. This isn't a one-and-done situation where, they're not even close to being safe. But this was a big one, and they were motivated to play well, and they played well. Give them credit.
It's good stuff, man. High energy from start to finish. And, yesterday I mentioned before we got out of here that #1 on my list of guys that I couldn't wait to see perform, and it was Devin Royal, looking for that bounce back after having a bit of a clunker based off of his standards the game before that. And, man, the dude brought it and then some. He really did. And there are certain guys that can just raise the ceiling of your team, and he's such an important piece to where this team wants to be or wants to go moving forward. And he now has caught a rhythm, and I think this game can give him even more confidence. So it was a much-needed performance from him. His 4th 20-point game of the year. They're 3-1 in those games to where he gets to 20, and he had 19 the other day against USC, and, they won that game. And so when he gets to that area of offensive output, usually good things happen right after that. And then, you touched on Bruce, and we're at a point now to where he's climbing the ranks, right? The third, 2,000-point scorer in the history of the program. And you could just see the determination he has right now, because when a guy goes down, and Mobley, that is a very, very integral part of what you want to do. I think the captain of the ship kind of takes some of that pressure on, but I think a lot of guys embrace that. And it seems like Bruce is absolutely embracing that, attacking the rim yesterday. Just realize those guys were too small. They couldn't guard him. I'm stronger than you. I'm getting to the rack, left hand, right hand, whatever it may be. And Bruce is just in his bag right now. And so a combined 55 points over the last 2 games at an efficient clip, too, 50 from the three-point line and 50 from the field. Those 2 guys are leading the charge. And there's some other guys that are doing some good things as well, but those 2 needed to do what they've been doing and what they did specifically last night. And then you get, a big energy guy in Bynum chipping in as well the way that he did. And it all came together in a beautiful way last night over there at the shop.
They cut him down 13 points from the time they were at Wisconsin to the game last night. That's a lot. And to hold Wisconsin to 69 last night. That was a really, really good game. 26 in the first half set the tone. Mm-hmm. And as I mentioned, when you come out shooting the way they did, 6 of 12 from 3, and Wisconsin was 1 for 7. And so they led by 12 with, I think, a minute to go in the half. I mean, they shot the lights out. They were at home. They were feeling good. And if those shots don't go in, it doesn't erase that they weren't playing hard. It's a results-based deal, like I said, and that was cool to see. Chapman with a contested 3, and they were feeling it last night. And then the most important part of that game was coming out early in the second half. And Bruce hitting another 3, and Royal getting in the mid-range. And then you balloon that thing up to 16, and then it's about the effort. Then it's about coaching. Then can you coach them to the finish line? And they were hitting the offensive glass. They were getting putbacks. Yeah. Tilly was finding his guy. Royal, it was his game. I mean, well done by him, because I really thought they were going to need him on the inside, and he was very, very efficient last night. So Ohio State is still alive, as they say. If they would have lost last night, I think we would have come in here and probably said the mountain's too tall to climb. Not that it's impossible.
Would have been Mount Everest. Like you can get there, but it's a dicey trip up to the top.
I don't think they would have made it. I think they would have given their all. They would have fought through it. And maybe their biggest weapon going forward is that maybe somebody would take them lightly. That may have been their biggest weapon, because the pride would still be there. Like, let's take the hypothetical that they lose last night, and now they've lost 2 in a row. And let's say even they lost close last night, and which is what Vegas probably thought it was going to be. Now you're going to East Lansing on Sunday. So you still have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You'd have 4 prep days to get ready for a game at East Lansing. So, and I'm very confident that Jake would have said, as long as we got games, we're going to fight. We're going to make teams kill us, and we're not going to kill ourselves. We're just going to keep fighting, and they would have. But the fact that they won last night, the confidence starts to come back. Yeah. They're doing it without Mobley. And so, and by the way, I do think there's a psychological part of that. Nobody wants them to not have Mobley. But when you lose a guy like that, everybody has to take a little more responsibility, because now they're fighting in a different way. They've lost this sniper, so Chapman has to step up. As we mentioned, Royal has to do a little more, not just settle for 3. Bruce obviously has to make it count when he has the basketball. And the other guys have to be really good role players and rebound and be the effort guys and play defense. Yeah. I think when you lose a guy, you find out a little bit more of, all right, what more can they take from us? Like, it actually takes a little bit. It puts pressure on, Maddie, but it also takes the pressure off. So I'm happy to see them fight through this. I'm not going to tell you they should have beaten Virginia, but the game was there to win.
They could have had it.
And so the fact that they came off of a game where they certainly were disappointed that they let one slip away against Virginia, and to fight this much at home last night. And that game tipped late. It didn't even get on TV until the game went to overtime before. There was like 8:40 before we caught it on FS1, or maybe even later than that. Yeah. And so good for them. Now they go to Sparty with a chance to double up on the signature. It doesn't feel like that's a game that it's a game they could definitely win because of the height factor and the fact that they're athletes. They can play with Michigan State. But this, as I said earlier, it keeps them alive. And the way they beat them, it was one of those things that I didn't think they could beat Wisconsin that badly, and they did.
Massive confidence booster for them. They're waking up this morning feeling really good, and they should. And, you touched on the role players, and I just thought real quick, going back to Bynum, and touched on the energy that you can just feel it. And when he has those type of games to where he had that monster block, he had a couple steals in the game, but he did a good job crashing the boards. And I know that's something you brought up yesterday that you wanted to see, is the effort from not just the Tillies and the big guys, but the other guys around them to help out with the bigs and create extra possessions or take away possessions from the opposing team. So Bynum, he racks up 6 rebounds. You had Royal rack up 5 in the game, but I brought up Bruce's offensive output. He just did everything as far as filling up the stat sheet yesterday. I mean, Bruce comes away with 9 rebounds and 8 assists. He was on triple-double watch. And so that guy that always just has so much on his plate had a clean game with only a couple turnovers in the game. He's always going to be asked to do so much, but the offensive efficiency was through the roof. But what he was able to do in the other categories as well was as good as it gets from a leader of a team last night at home.
Yeah, the beginning of the game was so impressive because Royal was outscoring Wisconsin. Like, I think at one point he had 16 and they had 14.
Giving them buckets.
And I do think that when you looked at the Virginia game, he had that bad turnover late in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't really talk about that specifically. And when he went between the legs and lost the basketball on the perimeter and then saw Bruce in his peripheral, thought that because that ball kind of bounded a little bit more deep into the court. And I think he thought, all right, Bruce is going to get that. We're going to reset. And Hall beat him effort-wise to the basketball and then converted on the other end. That was the play that really sunk Ohio State in the Virginia game. And I don't know how much he had to watch it or got to watch it or they pointed that out to him. And I didn't crush him for it because I felt like at the time his instincts told him Bruce is there, he's got it, I'm going to go reset. But it was definitely an effort play that I'm sure they pointed out that it was not a good thing for him to have to witness. And I think he took that and made sure that he started this game like a force. I mean, he was sealing off the inside. He was doing it all.
Yeah, he brought it, man.
It was definitely a Devin Royal game.
For sure, no doubt. And, I thought they did a really good job of when Wisconsin did gain, a little bit of momentum here and there, they just responded. And you're always going to have teams go on runs. That's just how the sport is designed, especially now with teams getting 3-point shots up and all that. They can close the gap on you to a certain degree, but they didn't allow that. So they tightened the screws and turned the water off for Wisconsin, and now they get to take on Sparty, a very solid team going into that game, I think with a good mindset and confidence in themselves that right now we can keep this thing rolling.
They are rolling. Now, big picture-wise has been a huge conversation about Ohio State basketball lately. So much so that when Gus Johnson put it out during the Virginia game, Jake Diebler had to comment on it. Ross has had to comment on it. Maybe the president's commenting on it. Like the commitment to Ohio State basketball. Yeah. Adam Jardy, who covers the team, was on Morning Juice with the boys this morning. And we'll get his opinion on if he's digging up where Ohio State is truly in committing to basketball. That's next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Tell Ohio Credit Union Business Banking is there whether you need a loan to grow your operations or cash flow solutions to keep things moving forward. Real talk about what matters to your business. Visit telohio.org/business.
Certain restrictions apply. Telhio is open to all in Central and Southwestern Ohio. Federally insured by NCUA.
The nightmare of the cleared drain. Those drain clearing specials from the other guys seem like a great deal until you realize the only thing really going down your drain is your money. At the Waterworks, we mean clean. Our service doesn't just clear your drains, it cleans them too. It's done right the first time, so that nightmare of a drain becomes a dream come true. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call 614-232-2222 to get started.
Germain Honda of Dublin cares about your vehicle and your time, and they do that with same-day service with no appointment necessary. Sell them your vehicle at their buying center and get paid as soon as the same day. Shop great lease and finance offers on all the Honda favorites like the Passport, the Odyssey, and the redesigned Pilot. Service it, sell it, or drive something new. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road just south of 270 or online at germainhondaofdublin.com.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Oh, okay. We've got a little song today, eh?
Yeah, spent quite a while working on that one. Thought I'd sell more windows if I had a catchy window jingle.
I like it. You know, jingles aren't really our thing at Pella. We just stick to the highest levels of quality and design thing.
Oh. Wish we would have thought of that.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
At Low T Center, we extended our New Year's promo to give you the new start you need in February. If you've been feeling exhausted and have lost your sex drive, book a free testosterone test at Synergenics and Low T Center. No risks, no commitments, just answers. Pick up discounted peptides and GLP-1s while you're there. These clinics have the highest quality testosterone covered by insurance and tailored to your body so you know it's effective. This deal won't last forever. So head to lowtcenter.com or synergenics.com and book your free TRT appointment today.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News and World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up with care management that ensures doctors work together on complicated conditions. We show up with the latest in online tools to make healthcare easier to use anytime. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or give us a call and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Jake Diebler's Buckeyes hit the road for a Big Ten battle with Michigan State.
Live fan coverage starts Sunday at noon.
Every game, every season. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Scattered shower chances wrap up as we head into the afternoon. Otherwise, skies become mostly sunny with highs in the mid to low 60s and gusty winds. Increasing clouds tonight with our lows in the 40s. And then for Thursday, mostly cloudy skies with temperatures in the low 60s. We see chances of rain and storms develop as we head into the evening. And the best chance will be late overnight into early Friday. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan. Anthony's tennis shorts were so tight, they had to pixelate his crotch. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
We've talked about this for days. Can you be great at both? And how realistic is it to be a top 5 football team and a top 5 basketball team, or even not a top 5 basketball team? Because I don't think that's what Ohio State fan truly expects. I don't think they truly expect it.
I agree.
They love it, but they don't expect it. Mm-hmm. So let's get off of that. Like I think that's a false narrative that's going around that people expect them to hit a home run in both all the time. No, what they expect is at bare minimum to get in the tournament. Now, we've talked about blue chip programs that have gone years without getting in. We've talked about blue chip programs that have gone years without getting to a Final Four. And it's not easy. It's the beauty of the tournament. It's one and done. You can play 30 games and then get bounced. That is why we love March Madness, because it's so unpredictable. And that's the cool part about it. When you look at the bracket, who was overseeded, who was underseeded, who has an easier bracket or road, what locations are you playing? Will your fans travel? Did you have to play a conference tournament, and how many games did you have to play? Are you rested or rusted? Nobody knows. Mm-hmm. I love this tournament. And that's why we've seen a lot of teams, really good teams, that don't need their conference tournament, Maddie, that will either suffer an upset early and they'll be like, thank God, that was great. Like, we lost. Didn't feel good in the moment, but now we got a week or a week and a half to prepare for the tournament. Some teams have to keep playing to play their way in, and then some coaches will say, no, they're resilient. These are young kids. They play a lot of games. They can play more games, but there is a balance to it. And the point of it all is Ohio State fans, I think, expect their team to not be on the outside looking in more times than not.
And that's where the program has been the last couple of years. And so that's why you can maybe feel a little bit of the frustration amongst Buckeye fans. And just, hey, I think for me, the vibe that I've gotten from some Buckeye fans that I've talked to is just, let's get in the dance and see what happens. I think to your point, as far as a top 5 expectation, a late 8, Sweet 16 every year, like that's not there. I think people are understanding of that. And look, all the coaches and players over there know what they need to do and what they want to accomplish and have their own goals. And so I think it's across the board as far as expectations for that sport. With football, there's a better feel, I think, amongst Buckeye fans and the people that we talk to and reach out to us, via email or on the calls or whatever. Like, hey, the football program should be doing this year in and year out to a certain degree. It's not really natty or bust. But as far as, hey, you being a Mount Rushmore program, which Ohio State football absolutely is, you need to be in the mix late in the year, every single year, I think, for a lot of football fans.
Ironically, who they want them to be? Wisconsin. Not football-wise, because football-wise, they're underachieving because they were a lot better in football. They were always a tough out in football. Ohio State always had a rivalry with Wisconsin during the Barry Alvarez days.
Oh, yeah.
And so, but I'm looking at Wisconsin's basketball program, whether it was under Bo Ryan or Greg Gard. Now, under Bo, it was Sweet 16, second round, Elite 8, first round, second round, Sweet 16, second round, Sweet 16, Sweet 16, first round. Ran a Final Four, a runner-up, like those back-to-back years.
It's a nice little resume. I think you sign up for that.
Sweet 16. Here's Greg Gard, who took over for Bo Ryan. Sweet 16, didn't make it. First round. Second round, didn't make it. First round, second round.
So the snapback is always there, has been. After they missed it, it was we got back in and we got to a round, got to the next round the year after that. So there wasn't a 2 to 3 year window of we're not even going to the dance.
I don't think they've missed consecutive tournaments since the mid-'90s. Okay.
It's a good program.
Now,
yeah.
Here's the deal. Badger fan might tell you, well, this isn't good. Because what they're used to is getting to the Final Four and getting to the championship game 10 years ago. And since
I'd sign up for that, though, AR. I would.
Even since they were runner-ups for the national title in 2015, they've been to 2 Sweet 16s, and that's it.
But you're in the mix to a certain degree, right? That bracket comes out, you're there, you're winning a game or two, and I don't think they view themselves as a North Carolina, Kansas, Duke, anything like that, where the expectations are clearly different around the country at those programs.
Yep. This is kind of who they could be, or what we expect them to be. Be in it more times than not. When you get in it, not every year advance a game, but get them to the next weekend. So everyone's asking the same question. In this new era, what is Ohio State's commitment to NIL and basketball when it takes gobs of money to keep the kids happy in football because it means more? And everyone's okay with that. Football's supposed to mean more at Ohio State. They can't mean the same in this era. I think back when you were hiring, when you had coaches and the coaches were doing the recruiting and the program was big enough, you expected, okay, Ohio State should be pretty good in basketball too. But now it's all about cash, a lot of it. And here's Adam Jardy, who covers them for the Columbus Dispatch on Morning Juice about NIL and hoops.
I mean, just the fact that I think we all sort of have the expectation that it's Ohio State and they print money and therefore they have, all the resources that they need for every sport at the highest level. And frankly, it's just not true. And that's not that they're not paupers and they're not going around. I mean, certainly they would like donations and they would like people to, fund the cause, but they're not necessarily hat in hand, like, hey, we have no money. So I think it's not quite that. There's still the best way to really, I guess, describe it is like whatever you consider the middle of the Big Ten, they're at the bottom of that when it comes to the NIL resources and the funds that they're able to use to construct this roster. And I think that's a pretty eye-opening sort of summary of it, because this is a team that is expected to be competing for championships and advancing deep into March. And really the financial resources that have been put toward that don't necessarily match up with those sorts of goals. And so I do think they're working on things, and I think they believe they're in a better spot going forward. But like my understanding is like Virginia's roster was probably somewhere about at least $4 million more than Ohio State's roster. So if you want to talk about like having, like, why doesn't this team have more depth? Why don't they have 3 more guys that can contribute? Well, if they were spending what Virginia spent, they would. So, money's not everything in the sport, and certainly you can have talent even if you're not outspending everybody, but it makes a difference. And I think that has something to do with why Ohio State's roster looks the way it does.
It's a basketball school. Virginia won it all 6-7 years ago.
Yeah, that's what they do.
This is where their alum feel connected to basketball. It's what made Indiana's story this year so impossible. That was always a basketball school. Football was never in the mix. Every now and then they would do something every now and then. But that's what made it so wild, that the transfer portal and the right coach at the right time. I think Indiana's story is almost being underrated in that it was bought and paid for. It really wasn't. These kids they weren't 5-star guys. They came together at the right time with the right coach and the right quarterback and the right weapons and all that, and pulled off a miracle. That's why we've talked about it the way we've talked about it. But you can't compare. I mean, I hear him say that Virginia's spending $4 million more in basketball. Okay, well, they're not spending it elsewhere, so the bulk of their money would go to their true love,
which is hoops. Which is basketball. And, last night I was thinking a lot about, because we've been trying to find, a program or two or maybe more than that is making an effort, to be a top 5 in both. And so I was reading a lot on Texas Tech last night. And it's just the game you have to play right now, but there's levels to this. And you look at Texas Tech and what they're doing in football and what they're doing in basketball and how they're investing in both. They have so many boosters, AR, right now, and it's led by a former football player. His name's Cody Campbell. This guy's a billionaire oil executive. And so you have him, and you have over 3,000 boosters that are all chipping into these 2 pots down there at Texas Tech to sustain both. Will they be able to do it for years and years to come? We shall see. But in this window of time that we're in right now, you can read the stories about how invested they are financially in football and the money that they're spending to bring in all these players, and they're doing the same there. And so for Ohio State, I don't know what's happening behind the scenes as far as who's bringing the money to the table, but that's the effort that is taking right now, at least for one program, is something to be led by a billionaire oil exec and over 3,000 other people that are saying, we're all in to try to get this brand to the top of the mountain and win a national championship in both football and basketball. Yeah. But I think they're the exception. I don't think this is going to be, I don't think other programs have the ability to do it at that level the way the Red Raiders are right now.
Well, that may be the toughest, the realistic part of this for Ohio State fan to take. Because like Adam Jardy said, most Ohio State fan feels like, come on, you're obviously hiding the money or you're not spending it where it needs to go, right? How much pride could you really feel in hoops if you don't have and I don't know what Bruce is getting paid, and I don't know what the other guys are getting paid.
Right.
But it's not JT Toppin and Cameron Boozer, and I wouldn't think.
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
Debanza and those guys.
Because Debanza reports it's like 4, and Toppin's 3, 2, whatever.
Does Ohio State alum really want to say, hey, here's $4 million. Go get the best basketball player you can.
Right.
That's a hard ask.
And by the way, the conspiracy theories will be through the roof, AR. You mentioned Debanza. If he ends up being a member of the Utah Jazz, because a lot of that money, that's coming from the Jazz owner, Ryan Smith. And so when we talk about the ping pong balls in the draft, if Debanza gets to Utah, oh my goodness.
From BYU.
Because he's kind of paying for Debanza to be at BYU right now, and he's the owner of the Jazz.
We're going to come. Anyway, first point is, great win last night.
Absolutely.
Really high intensity, great motivation, a lot of fire, a lot of passion, needed it, played with a desperate attitude, and more importantly, the ball went in the hole. And that's exactly what they need moving forward. And they got a big one this weekend at Sparty. We'll come back in 2 minutes. Our guy, Adam Schefter. Trey Hendrickson, his future in Cincinnati. Where is it today? We'll ask him next, Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Hey, Columbus, big news. For a limited time, get Uber One free for a full year, so you could save on food and rides. That's a $96 value on us. Just use code Columbus. Get 1 year of $0 delivery fees, 10% off eligible food and grocery orders, and up to 6% Uber One credits on rides. Sign up for this limited time offer today using code Columbus and save big with Uber One. Offer valid through 3/31/26. Savings and $0 delivery fee on eligible orders and rides only. Fees and terms apply. See app for details.
Columbus winters got you down. Rise up in the Ford F-150. Slash through snow with 2.9% APR for 60 months and up to $3,250 bonus cash. Credit questions? We're ready. Pre-qualify today at CapitalFordColumbus.com.
It's Timmy Hall here, stepping in for the common man. You see, he decided to go to Italy when his Germain spot was due. Must be nice. You know what else is nice? Germain's month-long President's Day sale at all the locations listed at GoGermain.com. This month, all qualified pre-owned vehicles come with a 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty. On top of the $1,000 price promise, no one will sell you a car for less. Nearly 4,000 vehicles, 30 brands, one website. You can only find the savings and that warranty at GoGermain.com. Hope you enjoyed your cured meats, common man.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Right now, 3-pound packages of 80% lean Kroger brand ground beef for only $4.99 a pound with your car. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
NFL Playbook with ESPN's Adam Schefter.
Sponsored by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
All right, it's that time of the week. We get to pick the brain of ESPN's senior NFL insider, the one and only Adam Schefter, with us now on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Shefty, good to have you, my man.
What's going on, Anthony? How we doing?
All good. So the Tyreek Hill was not a surprise just based on his age and injury, but I want to get your opinion on when this could happen, because any team that would be considering him would have to see him physically perform and make sure they're getting what they think they are getting. How do you think this plays out now coming off his injury?
Well, first of all, it's a while before he's ready. So I know that everybody wants to place Tyreek Hill in Buffalo and Kansas City and Baltimore and some of these other places, but he's coming off a devastating knee injury that he's trying to come back from, and he expects to be back and he expects to play next season, but it's still going to take a little time, and I don't think you're going to see a signing anytime soon from him, despite the fact that he's eligible to go sign with anybody he wants right now.
Shefty, so we brought up a former Dolphin now. Let's talk about, I guess, a current Dolphin and Tua and what you think is going to be next for him, because it seems like they're kind of cleaning house down there just a little bit and resetting with a new head coach. But what's the latest info that you have on what the Dolphins plan to do with Tua?
Look, I think that he has been in a crossroads here. I think they've been open to trading him. I think it's a very difficult contract to trade. And if they want to move on from him, I mean, they could do it two ways, right? You could release him pre-June 1 or post-June 1. Pre-June 1 is a $99.1 million dead cap hit. That would be the largest in NFL history. That's a tough one to do right now. So I don't know if they could get that done. But, again, I don't know that he's got a future with them. Guys, hold on 1 second. Guys, can we stand down to hold on 1 second?
Absolutely.
Okay. What's going on? Hey, you got me? Is it urgent or can I call you back into the middle of a radio show? I'll call you back in 10 minutes, okay? Bye. Sorry about that. Just pick up right there. Sorry about that.
No, all good. Outstanding. All right, I want to get your opinion on Derek Carr. If he's willing to unretire, my guess is he wouldn't come back to just throw a football. He'd want to be on a pretty good team. So what do you anticipate happening here?
Well, give me a team that is like lined up to have him. That's a pretty good team.
I think a team that could improve a lot by getting him, if he's good enough, would be the Vikings.
You know, the part there is what Minnesota's going to be juggling is the idea of bringing a guy where they don't feel like they are impeding and intruding on what they hope to be the growth of J.J. McCarthy. So Derek Carr's going to want to play. He's not coming in there to back up J.J. McCarthy. And I don't know if that's something the Vikings are looking for. Well, let me say this. I don't know exactly. Maybe that would be the perfect guy. But I think they're going to be looking for somebody that's capable of stepping in, but wouldn't necessarily be there to start from day one over JJ. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
It's a fine line to walk, and maybe they're not going to be able to get the exact guy they want. But I think they're looking for somebody that is a little bit more submissive, if you will.
I have no issue with what you're saying. It would be, certainly if they brought in a guy that they thought would command the job right away. It does put JJ on the back burner, and it does stunt their commitment to him. You're right. Maybe if Derek Carr wants to come back, he'd have to settle for more of a team that might be a playoff-type team, like maybe the Colts or somebody like that, because now he'd be getting a decent – if he went to the Jets or somebody like that, he'd be getting some decent players, a good offensive line. I'm not saying they'd be contending for the Super Bowl. I'm just trying to pick a spot that maybe he would be interested in and then that team would be interested in. And you're right, there aren't that many, but those are the ones that come to mind to me, the Vikings, the Colts, the Jets, maybe even the Dolphins if somehow they moved on from Tua.
Okay, but by the way, Vikings, again, we went over there. The Colts, I think, are going to be intent upon re-signing Daniel Jones. Now, if they don't get him, all bets are off, and that's a great spot for Derek Carr then. The Jets, is that where he held out of football to go back to that situation?
It wouldn't be great. I'm just saying if he wants a chance to play, he may not have, it's not like he's Tom Brady. Like, he's going to have to settle for something. I'm just trying to find a spot for him. And maybe we kind of answered the question going round and round that maybe this isn't, maybe he's not as coveted as I think.
I'm not telling you he's not going to wind up back in the league. That's his choice. But to come up with the perfect situation, it doesn't exist, right? So either, he's going to have to be willing to play for a team that's not a contender. By the way, like the Colts had an opening last year. I'm unaware of them calling. Or maybe actually he was under contract. They would have had to trade for him, so maybe it was too late. I'm thinking about it now. But, again, I just don't think that there are teams lined up. I don't think there are a lot of teams that make sense for him. Like, it goes both ways.
So teams that now have the option, Schefter, as you know, to franchise tag their quarterback, their playmaker, their defensive lineman, whoever it may be in their building. So let's go down to Cincinnati. Any new update at all on the Trey Hendrickson situation, or are we just headed down a path to where they're going to let him play out this season and allow him to move on?
Well, his contract's up. I mean, he's up. He's a free agent right now. The question is whether they're going to tag him at all. And I think I'd be surprised if they did with everything that the two sides have been through. I guess anything's possible, but I don't see that happening. I think that he hits free agency and Trey Hendrickson's playing elsewhere in 2026. That's my sense, and we'll see how it plays out.
So if they do come out with the franchise tag, do you think that immediately turns into a tag and trade?
The issue there is in a franchise tag and trade, sometimes you need the cooperation of the player. Then you're tagging him and you're carrying a number on the book. What if you don't get a trade partner? Now you're stuck with the number. You want to tag the guy to keep him. That's fine. But I don't think it works as simply as that. You don't want to lose an asset, so you tag him with the idea you're going to trade him. It's not that simple. It's more nuanced and layered. And look, they can try to do that, but if he leaves and gets the type of contract he wants, he'll get a third-round pick anyway. So why are you tagging and trading him? What do you think you're going to trade him for?
Probably something around a third-round pick, fourth-round pick.
Right. So why would you take the chance and carry that number? What if they can't find a trade partner? Then he's back. He's not happy. Like, now we're back down that road again.
Yeah, we've gone around the circle with him, that's for sure.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown is going to be 29 in June. I thought there were times this season where he showed up, then he didn't show up, and there's thought that maybe he would be gone. What would he get on the trade market, and what are you hearing about A.J. Brown?
Well, I don't think they want to trade him for starters. So I know that there's a lot of discussion about him. But my sense is, and I'm not saying he won't be traded, but I would say the same thing with the Raiders. I don't think the Raiders roll that and throw over trading Max Crosby. Now, by the way, that should be their stance at this time of the year. What are you going to say? Yeah, we want to trade him? All that does is lower the price on him. The more you say we're not trading a guy, the higher the price goes usually. So, but I don't get the sense that Philly wants to trade A.J. Brown. Obviously, it seems like he's open to being moved. He would like that, perhaps. But I don't think that that's a sure thing that happens in any way, shape, or form. I think Philly would like to hold on to the guy. So we'll see how that one plays out.
So Mike Evans, his agent comes out and says that, the wide receiver wants to play in 2026. Schefter, I mean, is there any – I guess there is always a way, but he's not leaving Tampa, right? Like, that would really surprise me personally. What's your feel on Mike Evans suiting up for somebody else versus going back to Tampa to finish his career there?
Well, I think Tampa would be the most logical landing spot, but I don't think it's a lock that he finishes there. I think this is about free agency and him, getting a fair deal and coming up with a number that works for all. Again, I think in a perfect world he would be back in Tampa, but he lives in Houston in the off season. There are other teams that need wide receivers. Kansas City could use him. Like, I don't know. If he's definitely back in Tampa, I would think he'd like to be. I think they'd like him back. But that's what this time of the year is about, to see what materializes on the open market, and Mike Evans is now going to be on the open market.
People you talk to, we'll finish it up with this one. The Browns hired the Falcons' defensive pass game coordinator. What are you hearing among your colleagues and people you talk to about this hire?
Well, obviously it's an important hire. It's a big hire for Cleveland. I think he's got the sounds of it, I don't know him, but it sounds like he's got a bright future. I think it's a tough spot to step in. Like, can he be? Is he as good as Schwartz? That's tough. So that's you trying to replace right away. That's challenging. See how that works out. So you just hope that it's a good situation for him. It turns out to be as good as they think.
Yeah. All right, my man. Great stuff. That was rapid fire to a full extent. We appreciate you. Safe travel. We'll talk to you soon.
Well, we'll talk to you next week from Indianapolis, the great city of Indianapolis, in the Combine.
All right, get your reservation at St. Elmo's. I'm sure you have a standing reso there.
All right, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, and we'll talk next week.
You got it. Adam Schefter, ESPN Senior NFL Insider. The call that he took in the middle of the conversation, I mean, obviously, I didn't ask him who it was, but it didn't sound like it was... It sounded like more of a personal deal.
It did.
Yeah.
When it didn't feel business-y to me, like it was a GM, scout, coach, whoever it may be. But
because those guys you're not calling back. You're not saying,
hanging up on us.
You're saying to us, can I call you guys back?
I got to go.
We just won the phone off.
Yeah.
That was a phone war that we won, so I don't think it was anybody that important.
Yeah, we'll take the win. But that was kind of a look into the kitchen right there of kind of the pressure-packed energy that's always around him, right? Where you got, I'm sure, multiple phones where, you got different lanes where you're communicating with a lot of different people, and you don't want to miss out on anything. So, yeah, I appreciate Schefter locking in with us after that.
All right. A legend discusses his future and what it means to us. That's next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
He said, Urgent was going to call you back into the middle of a radio show.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
It's Timmy Hall and Common Man for Hollywood Casino Columbus, and all month long, there's so much money to win.
You can win $1 million instantly, plus every week there's multiple ways to score big Penn Cash prizes.
And new members who sign up for the Penn Play app can win up to $2,026 in Penn Cash.
And you see the brunch items they still have at the Sportsbook restaurant? Biscoff stuffed French toast, Country Benedict.
Plus, on March 6th, we got Muay Thai and Championship Boxing tickets available on Ticketmaster.
Oh, Muay Thai.
Muay Thai.
Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
It's Skyway time at Skyline Chili. Come get your Skyline 3, 4, or 5-way with 50% extra cheese at no extra charge. Regular and large ways only. at participating Skyline restaurants for a limited time.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 on 1460 AM, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday morning at 9 on 1460 AM.
Attention men, if you wake up and you feel like you got hit by a truck, if your waistband keeps creeping out, if your bedroom game is rated M for missing, you feel it, she notices it, and you're not alone. For many guys, this is ED and low testosterone. That's where Columbus Men's Clinic, powered by Men's Pro, comes in. We didn't copy men's health trends. We built a playbook since 2014. Labs in minutes, in-person care for better results, urology-backed science. A recent 54-year-old patient told us, I feel like I'm 30 again. He's crushing it at work and back in the gym, lifting like he did years ago. Oh, in his words, not mine, fun is back in the bedroom. I feel like a beast. Another guy said, they treated me like a person, not a patient. I wish I came in sooner. We have treatments that work for over 92% of men, even when the pills fail. And this month, when you start a treatment plan, your first month is on us. Call 614-300-7400. That's 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com.
Below freezing? Fire up the grill at Billiards Plus. The grilling season never ends. While you're grill shopping, you'll love browsing Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Get your day started with T-Bone and Tybus weekday mornings from 6 to 9 here on The Fan. You think that a radio lifer and a national title winner wouldn't have much in common, but you'd be wrong. They're both girthy, they both love football, and they both get racially profiled for completely different reasons. It's like driving to work with your friends, except these friends give away tickets to things and talk to all the important people in town. Your actual friends are probably a bunch of losers. Well, anyway, listen to T-Bone and Tybus live on The Fan app, and wherever you get your podcasts.
If the big garage door guys turned your $50 minor repair into a $5,000 heartbreak, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For over 30 years, a trusted Columbus staple. Straightforward, honest, and for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
Chronic pain can make life feel impossible. But at QC Kinetics, there's a breakthrough that's giving people real hope. Stem wave therapy.
It has fundamentally changed the way I look at cases after 30 years in practice. So when we talk about regenerative medicine, we're talking about these types of devices.
That's Dr. Tony DeCesaro, one of the nation's authorities on stem wave therapy.
Been around for about 30 years in Europe. Now it's really taken a real foothold. People are tired of just using pills that really cover everything up and they don't really heal.
This device is both diagnostic and therapeutic, helping the medical team at QC Kinetics find the problem and trigger your body's natural healing response.
It's about giving hope, right? That there are options.
QC Kinetics. Harness the power of stem wave and get relief now. Your first treatment is only $49. Call for your consultation here in Columbus, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544.
Join Rothman and Ice every Thursday at 2:30 for Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A new Hall of Famer joins the show every week, but not OJ because he's dead and probably a murderer. The Fan.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Their live golf team name is Ice Dogs. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, we're all really hoping that we handle our business today against Sweden, the Olympic hockey for the men. And
what's Canada doing, AR? Update the folks.
They're tied 2-2.
Third period, what we got?
Czechia.
About 10 to go, somewhere around there. Sid the Kid left the
game, maybe a lower body, who knows? Possible groin issue. Does not look good.
Yeah,
I mean, he got mashed near the boards, and
he did.
That did not feel good. Tried to skate through it a little bit, and then that was it.
Looked like a knee.
And then he got double Malachi crunched right near the boards again. Like that, like they knew he was. It was kind of like a guy that was wounded, but he's still out there, so he's fair game. And he got mashed again. I mean, this is bad. You don't want to see that, but if you want to look at it from a selfish standpoint, if Canada does win,
we'll take it,
and the USA wins, then you'd be playing them without Sid, most likely.
Absolutely. So wish him well. But as far as us getting to this
after
gold
the
medal, after the tourney, as far as us getting to the gold medal, we'll take everything that we can get. But we got to handle our business first. And they may not even get out of this game. Who knows? This is crazy what's going on.
Yeah, I don't want to get too crazy with saying, all right, Canada, don't ruin this for us. And we haven't even played
Exactly.
yet. Right? I don't want to put that pressure on us. So we'll play Sweden at 3:10.
Okay, let's get it. Let's go.
About 10 minutes to go in this one, tied 2-2. Canada and the Czechs in the quarterfinal. Tiger Woods spoke this week.
Tiger Woods, y'all.
So public appearances are kind of rare now for him. Every now and then he'll show up with Charlie somewhere. And so his press conferences, now he's the tournament host at the Hero World Challenge and this week's Genesis invite. So you get a state of the state with Tiger Woods. And so a lot of this is, there is still, I don't know if golf truly needs him. I think golf would want him, and I think fans certainly, there's nostalgia. Can he do it? He's become a sympathetic figure now with all the surgeries and injuries, and I think everyone is hoping for one last Kirk Gibson limp to the plate and send one out. Honestly, I think that's how I look at Tiger Woods now. Can you give us a Kirk Gibson moment? And that doesn't mean for 4 days. It could be for 5 holes. It could be, who knows?
That's sad,
right?
Man.
I mean, I don't know.
No, I mean, but you're being realistic, but that's sad to say, like, hey, if we got a 4-hole window of him going birdie, eagle, birdie.
How cool would that be?
Yeah. That's sad that my goat, like the bar is that low now for my golf goat. That's sad. But his body is 50. Just torn to shreds, man. And he's 50. Yeah. Reminded me of your Flacco take right there.
Are you waiting for a golfer to develop at 50? We get him some lessons for a 40-year-old quarterback. What are you waiting for him to develop? All right. So he spoke, and when he speaks, we listen. Throughout his career, he's kind of kept things pretty close. He hasn't revealed a ton, and he did talk about his future, and a lot of it circled back to the possibility that Tiger would return to competitive golf. And what I mean by that is not the father and son little fun stuff, but getting up against guys that are the best in the world. Here's the response.
How close are you to coming back to playing on either the PGA or Champions Tour?
Well, I'm trying, put it that way. The disc replacement has been one thing. It's been a challenge. And now I entered a new decade. So that number is starting to sink in, and has thinking about the opportunity to be able to play, in a cart. So that's something that I've, as I said, I won't do out here on this tour because I don't believe in it. But on the Champions Tour, that's certainly maybe a certain opportunity.
Do you have a target yet?
I don't.
First of all, I didn't even know that would have been an option on the tour when he said, "I'll never do it." I didn't think you were even allowed to do it on the regular tour unless he
I wonder what loopholes are in the system.
Well, there has to be some sort of handicap placard he can put on some cart, but I don't know that for sure.
Twisted your ankle somehow, and I don't know, the second round made the cut, and you wanted to fight through, but you couldn't walk. Would
That's
they give
a WD-40. You're out. Withdraw.
Didn't Tony Finau pop his ankle back in?
He popped it right back in. That was at the par 3 contest at the Masters.
That was insane.
When he made it, ran down the hill, and then popped his ankle.
That was bananas. I mean, look, for me personally,
that's the golf god saying, "Hey, don't celebrate too much."
Correct. Yeah, but real quick, by the way, I think Canada just went down 3-2. A breakaway here? They get a little breakaway goal here? Check. They did. All right, so Canada's down 3-2 in the third period. But Tiger, for me, what he gave me personally in 2019, that's all I needed. Anything else is extra icing on the cake, extra gravy, whatever you want to label it. I still think he has the ability to be a needle mover for the casual sports fan. The non-golf fan. If we got into a major or anything like that, and my friends who don't watch golf at all hear that Tiger's playing on Sunday for a chance, those guys would tune in. So I still think he has that aura about him and that star power that can just bring in so many other eyeballs that aren't your every weekend golf diehard fans.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think there's a little bit of that feel to it, that if he somehow got out there. Now, the odd part to me would be, let's just say, and here's the big one. The big one is Tiger is eligible for the Champions Tour, and what he said there was that he would consider playing the Senior Tour.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people thought, well, maybe that's not for him. But it sounds to me that that'd be something he says would be an option, because I could take a cart and I would do that on the Senior Tour, and I wouldn't feel like I'm violating the tradition of the game. there was a pretty massive deal this year at Scioto Country Club where Jack learned how to play golf. And they're hosting the U.S. Senior Open at Scioto this year. And the year is 2026, and that would be a 100-year anniversary of when Bobby Jones won the U.S. Open at Scioto. And I think there'd be a lot of cool narrative if Tiger's comeback started July 4th weekend here in Columbus, Ohio, where he's won so many memorials, and then to play at Jack's place at 50 when he's first eligible would be amazing. I don't think anyone over there, I'm sure they're hoping for it. I'm sure they want it to happen. But if he's at the U.S. Senior here in Columbus at Scioto, a lot of worlds would collide.
No doubt.
Like, that'd be a cool thing. But I don't really know what this means other than that he's always going to keep the door open. And he ruptured his Achilles training a year ago. Like, it wasn't even so. Now, he had surgery on that, and I guess that's okay. And he did say about the disc replacement in his spine and the fusion and all that. I think part of this is that he wants to feel a little bit superhuman and with very low expectations, that he could come out and do something fun. And here's the other thing. I don't feel now, with the list of injuries that he's had and his age, that he truly is worried about legacy at all. Like, he could come out and kick it around a little bit and not feel the pressure.
None of this stuff will affect his legacy in a bad way at all. We know who Tiger is. He's one of the best, if not the best, to ever do it, along with our guy Jack. And so all this is just free money for him to play with, in my opinion, the rest of the way.
We'll come back top of the hour. We'll keep you updated on Olympic hockey as Canada is feeling loads of pressure now with under 6 to go and trailing by a goal. And then top of the hour, we talked about the blindside potential trades. One quarterback was thrown out there that we haven't mentioned in the last week. We'll tell you who that is next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Want big flavor and even bigger value? The new $9.99 value meal has arrived at Hothead Burritos. Get your choice of a customized, loaded little burrito or bowl with fresh chips and salsa plus a drink, all for just $9.99 today. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some.
Hey, it's Matty Ice. February is the month of love, and my buddies at McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion have the deals you'll love all month long. You can lease a brand new 26 Chevy Silverado for $289 a month for 36 months with only $39.98 due at signing, or you can save up to $13,000 off MSRP if you finance. Terms and restrictions apply. They have one of the largest selections of Silverados in the area. They're just off Route 23 on 95 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Many of you know that my inspiration for becoming an accident attorney was my brother Tim, who was rendered a quadriplegic at age 18. I didn't know what a personal injury lawyer was or what they did, but I soon did. Tim was treated terribly by the insurance company, and I became enraged. It was a constant delay and deny. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Tim later worked with me for 27 years. Last year, my hero died at age 65. You can see my eulogy for him by visiting mybrothertim.com. He was one hell of a man. Because of Tim, together we built the largest injury firm in the world, and our clients are treated the way I would want my family to be treated. At Morgan & Morgan, nobody is a nobody and everybody is a somebody. If you need our help, visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer. See you soon, Tim. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
I started my first business when I was 12, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I learned if you do the job right, people trust you and customers care that you show up and do what you say you're going to do. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. From garage door repairs to upgrades, we show up, we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts, and spring's guaranteed to last a lifetime. When you care about the people you serve, you work harder and it shows. Call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com.
When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
Hey everybody, it's Jeremy Birmingham Berm from the Austin and Berm Show on 97.1 The Fan. I hit maintenance mode after dropping 35 pounds with Awaken 180. The Awaken 180 coaches made it simple. Now pizza and ice cream are back, but the cravings aren't. That's a complete mindset shift. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey there, Jane Lynch here. You want to hear something funny? Too bad. You want to hear something uplifting that will inspire you? Good. Because today, I want to talk to you about Direct Relief, a humanitarian organization that does seriously good work when it counts. Fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. When disaster strikes, Direct Relief immediately shows up with medicines, medical supplies, and everything doctors and nurses need to save lives. Let's ship her out! Every day across the United States and around the world, they're making an enormous difference. If someone needs help, Direct Relief helps. No politics, no red tape. Hey, what you doing over there?
Oh, I'm packing insulin for kids with diabetes.
See, every box here is literally a lifeline for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
Hey folks, winter is here. The number one cost for everyone each month are those pesky heating bills that never stop increasing. It is time to take action and do something about it. Call USA Insulation today and get your home insulated with our premium foam for only $99 a month, interest-free. That's right, $99 a month. You can have a warm, cozy home that you and your family deserves. 529-2440, 529-2440 or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. We've got a heck of a game and kind of a shocker going on right now at the Winter Olympics. Team Canada just tied up Czechia. It's 3-3 with just over 3.5 minutes to go in the game. Sidney Crosby left this one with a lower body injury in the second and will not return. A wild 3.5 minutes coming up. Team USA battles Sweden today in their quarterfinal matchup at 3:10. Zach Werenski, of course, on that Team USA team. The U.S. currently trails Norway and Italy in the medal count with 24. Norway has 33 and Italy is second with 25. The 10th-ranked Ohio State women's basketball team looking to rebound from their loss this weekend to Maryland. They head to Minnesota to take on 23rd-ranked Golden Gophers at 8. You can hear it here on The Fan tonight after the Inside Edge. This one brought to you by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling together to serve you better.
Always as tender as a well-done steak. This is Rothman and Ice.
Holy cow, Canada has tied it. Boo. My goodness, on a deflection. Dang it. During the break, I was saying that the most amazing part of all of this is that the Czechs are holding Canada to 2 goals.
You jinxed him, AR.
And Lukáš Dostal, the Anaheim Ducks goalie, is the goalie for the Czechs. And they were saying before the tournament, and this is what Lars told us yesterday, that the X factor for a lot of this is, could a goalie steal a game in a single game elimination? And he was about to, because they had Vladar and Vejmelka, and he was the highest ceiling guy they had. And everybody said that Dostal could steal, could be the difference maker for the Czechs. And if you go back and look at his high danger scoring chances, save percentage among the goalies on the team, on their team, he is the highest. And if he played to that level and the Czechs put all their eggs in that basket, that he could backstop them to a medal. And here he is. Now they're in a tie game. There's still a chance. And my goodness.
Unreal.
He was the X factor. And it wasn't even his fault.
It was a deflection. It was a deflection that went through the 5-hole. That's just how wild hockey can get and how tough the goaltending position is.
Shoot the puck.
He's in position, AR, and 38 for Canada. I don't know who that is right now. He deflects it, and it goes right through the 5-hole of the goaltender there. So, 3-3 with about, looks like 2:15 to go.
I contend that is the hardest thing to do in sports. Harder than hitting a baseball, whatever.
Be a goalie.
No, I'm saying properly redirecting a puck.
Yeah, it's got to be up there.
How in the world, like, the hockey stick is thinner than a baseball bat. A puck is thinner than a baseball. And, oh, by the way, like, your back is to the net.
Yeah, like, I just don't know if there's anything he could have done.
How in the world do you do that?
Right.
Well, if Canada
and it's
plays
probably
the
also
USA,
from a shorter distance than the mound of the plate.
Yeah.
That's got to be harder.
You stick it out there and hope.
I mean, easy for me to say because I grew up playing baseball instead of hockey. I'm sure if I played hockey growing up, but
he missed it completely.
Stick it in the hole?
No. You missed it. You said, how do you do that?
said?
And I just said, stick it out and hope.
Oh, stick it out and hope.
Yeah.
That's not, wow. Never mind.
I'll tell you what, if USA plays Canada and Lars comes in here again tomorrow, ask him about deflections and how much they either practice them or not, because I think they do, certainly.
I'm asking questions during guest interviews. Oh, my goodness. I gotta prepare.
Let's rethink that.
Yeah.
Maybe you can. I don't know. Listen, all questions must be submitted in writing.
I mean, you already.
If you want to submit it in writing.
Wait, let me get the drop right. I know what you're calling.
If he wants to submit this in writing, then we could ask it.
Okay.
That alarm clock went off a long time ago. You can go to the next subject.
That's right. But listen, I'm trying to host and watch at the same time.
For the folks don't know where that drop comes from, AR was out one day, and Cole and I.
But don't worry, the team's in place. I said, my team's in place.
We did the Gold Jacket Thursday interview with Hall of Famer Warren Sapp. And Cole, what was your question to him that got that response that you just played?
About the draft?
I asked him about the draft. I said, I think I tried to ease into it. Something like, you were kind of a wild card heading into the draft. People weren't sure where you were going to go. Yep. Who did you think was going to draft you?
And he
dropped a 12.
And he said,
that alarm clock went off a long time ago. You can go to the next subject.
Yeah. So I didn't say, hey, so about the cocaine.
No. Yes, you didn't say that. You could have said, well, no, you didn't want to say this because it was, and here, to his credit, this was in the mid-90s. Like, 30 years ago.
Clock went off a long
so he
time
is
ago.
factually correct. The alarm clock. But there was a story that I told Cole after this, or maybe I told you before, that surfaced right before the draft that he failed a drug test. And the rumors of the coke use, and he denied, and that he felt like it was an orchestration by other teams to put that out there, and he wound up dropping to 12. So it's one of the best value picks ever.
Absolutely.
Even at 12 it was.
Turned into an absolute
He was
beast.
a beast. But
yeah, he was.
That was it was a tough one. Waiting in that green room, that was a tough one for him.
Oh, yeah.
This is the name that came up recently, and I don't know how you guys felt about it, but when we heard that C.J. Stroud trade chatter opened the door for certain teams to say, oh, let's inquire. I'm sure his Pittsburgh Steelers. I bet they were on the phone the second they heard this. And I looked at you guys and said, well, what could be the motivation of this? Well, the motivation is always what you're thinking. Money. How much millions are they going to invest in C.J. Stroud, knowing that you got a little bit of a miss with him last year, a little foul tip, and does he have the future of a guy that you want to pay hundreds of millions of dollars to? And so he's a polarizing quarterback. Would you agree on that?
100%. Yeah. And, the reason why this is really popping up here, a lot of people, football algorithms, if you will, is Todd McShay's kind of fanning the flame on this just a little bit, because on the McShay show, I have a quote, TL, so you don't have sound for this right before I overstep. So the quote was, there's going to be some big-name quarterbacks that are going to be targeted. C.J. Stroud's a name. Does he need a new change of scenery? I'm just going to get out in front of this and let you guys know that that's a possibility. And so he's throwing it out there. I don't think Todd McShay is just going to make that up. I think he is throwing that quote out there because he's talking to some people, and I guess this is a possibility. How realistic this is, we shall see. Maybe CJ's performances in the playoff down the stretch, those last two games in Pittsburgh and New England, have Houston a little scared to maybe commit to him long term. This was only his third year. There's no denying, though, that it did look like the lights were really, really bright for him with his ability or lack thereof to just stop the bleeding at the most important position with just the turnovers and the fumbles. He did look like he was in deep, deep water and he couldn't swim. That's not to say that's who he's going to be the rest of his career, but the early returns right now on C.J. Stroud in the playoffs are not good.
So C.J. Stroud is a little bit of a victim of his own success in my mind. That he had such a good start as a rookie that anything that looked worse than that was going to look like a regression or a little bit of smoke and mirrors. And so I'm not all the way in that camp. But I'm also in the camp of not knowing that he's a $60 million quarterback or even a $50 million quarterback. And so if he would have kept improving and looking like the guy we saw his rookie year, they would have backed up the truck. We got our guy.
100%.
That's what every NFL team wants. Do we have our guy?
Right, absolutely.
The bad part for Houston is I don't think they have a real pivot
It's
from
not
him.
Davis Mills.
He's good enough.
It's not Davis Mills.
Yeah, he's good enough that you would lean into it rather than lean out of it. That's just my opinion. They may not. They're scheduled to pay him $6 million this year. That's nothing. And the fifth-year option number in 2027 is $26 million. That's obviously a bargain. So here's what I would do. I think the Texans have him for 2 more years at what now? Just over $32 million, if I add that correctly.
Combined over the 2 years?
Combined.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Which is a bargain for him.
100%.
And here's what I'll tell you after that. And you know where I'm going.
Tag him.
You have the option of doing it. So think about stealing him as long as he's a starter in this league, which I think he is a starter in this league. That is a bargain. And then because of the option year in 2027, the Texans have a lot of time to figure this out. I don't even know. The only reason they would pivot is if a team like Pittsburgh or somebody called them and gave them the world thinking we love him a lot more than you love him. You don't, and I'm not saying they would admit this, Houston. You don't want to admit that we're looking to get rid of him. But if Pittsburgh offered the world and said, this is who our scouts feel a lot better about him.
What's the world?
That'd be better.
What's the world in that scenario?
A couple first-round picks.
Okay. Steeler fan, you signing up for that?
Wasn't listening.
And then you got to pay him.
Listen. This guy, right?
It's all right.
We're talking about your team and whether or not you would be okay.
Watching the Olympics.
I know that. I get that. We're all watching. We're multitasking. They're in overtime.
Actually, you know what? I'll save it for in and out because I need to come up with 5 pretty quick.
Real quick, though, if the Steelers wanted to acquire C.J. Stroud, I did. And you guys had to give up a couple ones to get him.
What would you be? First of all, would you be willing to give up something for Stroud? I assume you would. But then remember, you're going to have to pay him. If you trade enough for him, that means you're saying, well, I'm not going to trade for him and then not invest in him.
Yeah, I mean, I would do it. I know that the playoffs were really, really, really bad, but he's also 3 for 3 on making the playoffs so far in his career. And I'd rather have that than rolling the dice on reaching for Ty Simpson like 20
you
or whatever.
Sign up for that.
Yeah,
you sign up for that.
I do it.
You sign up for that.
I may not love it later, but
he's not going to be traded.
This isn't Kyler Murray to me.
First of all, they have time to figure this out.
Or Trevor Lawrence, although Trevor Lawrence is kind of swinging the other direction right now.
Ball game, by the way. Canada moves on.
Oh, wow. That's a quick overtime death.
Yep. They get
you know what that is? That's mentally when they tied it.
They got tight.
And
they checked it.
Because they probably thought, we just blew our best chance to knock out the favorite.
No doubt.
Now, overtime is funky, right? You could have a bounce one way or the other. I'm not saying that's exactly how they were thinking.
Yep.
But the confidence Canada probably went in overtime with.
100%. So there it is.
This is what great teams do.
Canada moves on, and you say we drop puck at 3
3-10.
Okay, 3-10 today.
Now we got to hold up our end of the bargain.
Exactly. I'm with you, AR. I don't think the Texans will trade C.J. Stroud. I don't think they're going to commit to him yet, though, either long-term financially just yet.
All right, I'm going to go ahead, man.
I was going to say he's got to take another lap around the track and prove it. I don't even know if it probably does have to be something in the postseason that they need to see at this point after this year.
All right, I'll save you a little bit in ins and outs where you won't have to come up with all of them because I've got one for you because somebody who covers the NFL has threatened to do something if Stroud is traded. I'll tell you that next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Dr. Mark Levy can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring. Sleep better. Live better.
Join us for Diamond Seller's Wedding Weekend, February 27th and 28th. We guarantee the best price year-round, and Wedding Weekend adds an advantage you won't find anywhere else. Enjoy preferred bridal pricing up to 30% off for one weekend only. Visit Diamond Seller February 27th and 28th.
It's a new year. Ready for a fresh start or career reboot? At My Computer Career, prep for a more recession-resistant future in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, in months, not years, including AI. Whether you're starting out or switching careers, no prior training is needed. Attend school online from home or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu to take the free career evaluation today. mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Hey there, friends. High Bank isn't just award-winning whiskey. They also make the best vodka in America. With 3 Central Ohio locations serving scratch-made food and craft cocktails, High Bank is perfect for date night, game day, or drinks with friends. Learn more at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My furnace stopped working. Your competition said it's fried. When I saw their cost to replace it, I could have just died.
We can give a second opinion, give you options and advice. We'll strive to earn your trust and make you a client for life.
Get a free second opinion. Replace or repair.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Matty Ice here. If you're looking for the perfect new vehicle, my friends at the McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion have just the thing for you. You can lease a brand new 26 Chevy Equinox LT for just $209 a month for 36 months with $4,819 due at signing, or if financing is more your style, grab it for just $379 a month. Terms and restrictions apply. McDaniel GM Superstore has been family owned for over 100 years. They're just off Route 23 on 95 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Wildlife around the globe needs help. And when you help protect them, you become a friend of the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance.
Thank you for being a friend.
Travel down the road and back again.
Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
Thank you for helping protect wildlife around the globe. Without you, there's no them. Learn more at sdzwa.org/friend.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Listen up. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Dr. Mark Levy's been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results. And now he has an office in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Accountability in elections isn't partisan. And in Ohio, Republican and Democrat teams work together to create confidence in every election result. Ohio's elections are accurate, accountable, and accessible. Always. So make your plan to vote at voteohio.gov.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
1 in 5 children in our state face hunger. That's more than 500,000 kids. And many Ohio educators continue to dig deep into their own wallets to make sure their students are fed. Please stand with us to make sure all Ohio students can get the food they need so they can focus on learning and reach their full potential.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state. The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at onnradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. Join the Fan weeknights at 6 for the Buckeye Show. And if you're asking if it's just a bunch of homers rooting for all things Ohio State, yes it is. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio's sports destination. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Scattered shower chances wrap up as we head into the afternoon. Otherwise, skies become mostly sunny with highs in the mid to low 60s and gusty winds. Increasing clouds tonight with our lows in the 40s. And then for Thursday, mostly cloudy skies with temperatures in the low 60s. We see chances of rain and storms develop as we head into the evening. And the best chance will be late overnight into early Friday. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Question from a listener: do you dopes ever get tired of talking about Ohio State? No. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. Rothman and Ice present In or Out.
Just a little of the old in and out.
All right, this is the oldest move in the book. When somebody in the media, I told you guys back in the day, it'd be like a radio DJ. And Maddie, you know about DJing.
DJ, baby. Drop tracks.
Aren't you one of those? Aren't you one of those DJs over there?
Yes, I am. That
came from a coworker?
He did.
That's right.
Someone that worked on the TV side. Walking in one day, hey, good to see you. How are you? Looked at me.
Engineer or on-air personality?
On air.
Yeah, looked at me and kind of confused. I could see his mind kind of calculating, right? Kind of starting to churn out some information. And he goes, hey, aren't you one of those DJs? I said, yes, you know what? I am. That's my job title around here. I'm a DJ.
I really want him to say I'm Sir Mix-a-Lot. Exactly.
DJ Khaled.
Clay Gordon? No.
No.
We can't play the who it was game.
Got to, keep some mystery around it.
How long ago was this?
Probably 2 years ago now. Yeah, 2 years ago now. Nice guy. Just got the job title wrong. That's all.
Reporter or anchor?
I'm not going any deeper than that.
Rothman, reporter or anchor?
Anchor.
Ha! All right.
All right, you can take it from there.
So, back in the day, DJs would be like, I'll go sit up on a billboard for a week if I can, raise money for this.
I'll walk across a bridge in a Speedo.
Yeah, like any of us really care to see that. But when you're kind of a legendary guy, and this, I don't know him, but supposedly he is. He's a Houston sports writer, John McClain. And his belief is so strong in C.J. Stroud that he's willing to place his body on the line to prove it. And here's the quote. By the way, the guy's 74 years old, so I'm thrilled that he said this anyway. He goes, he isn't going anywhere. And just how sure is he? We'll let him paint the picture here. He tweets, if C.J. Stroud is traded, I'll walk naked down Kirby Drive at rush hour.
Come on, man. We don't need that.
Is anyone else going to do it if he's not traded? Didn't think so. There you go.
It's a name I've heard before.
I'm out on that, by the way. Just to be clear.
I do not want to see that.
First of all, he'd get arrested.
That he would.
Okay, that's number one. So he'd have to be willing to go to jail. And now I'm rooting for him to be traded in a sad way. I want to see this through.
He's clearly
not going to do it.
Yeah, I don't think he would do it. He might modify it and do it in a Speedo or something like that, but just him,
bodysuit man
out there with all his goodies, that's not going to happen. Right. But look, he's a connected guy because I have heard that name before, so he's been around, as you mentioned, for a long time. So I'm sure he made a call or two, AR, maybe in-house over there to the Texans headquarters to say, okay, you guys are sure I'm seeing this from McShay, what's going on? And so he probably was like, okay, they're not trading him. And even if, let's say, they do pull off a trade to Pittsburgh in that scenario, why would you do that right now with this draft class not looking very strong at the quarterback position? And if you do dance with the Pittsburgh Steelers in a trade, then usually those picks aren't going to be very high based off of where they've been. Now, that was the Mike Tomlin era. We'll see what McCarthy can do. But I happen to think if they did flip CJ over to Pittsburgh, you're not getting a top 10 pick, top 5 pick from a bag team coming back to you, in the form of a first-round pick.
All right, so that was it. I was going to ask you if you were in on.
I'm out.
No, on
I'm
what
out.
that guy
I'm
was.
Completely out.
Would there be anything that, if something great happened in your life, would you be willing to do something that you'd be afraid of?
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like, would you give up that for something great?
I guess.
So you're asking,
hypothetically, if it had to, if
you told me the Vikings win the Super Bowl, you have to not play golf for 3 years.
Are you taking that deal? Deal or no deal?
I think no deal. I'm going to be selfish. I think the way it would affect my emotions if my team won the Super Bowl versus the pleasure of playing golf for 3 summers, I don't think I'd give that up.
Let me
that kind of
Let
deal.
me mess with you a little bit here.
Okay.
How about the NFL gods come down and say, Anthony Rothman, we choose you. The Minnesota Vikings will win the next Nah, just next Super Bowl. Next Super Bowl. They win the next Super Bowl. You can play golf for the next 3 years, but you are never breaking 95.
Oh, that's
a good scenario.
That is.
So every time you go out, it's a rough day.
Why would it be worth it?
It's a rough
you
day.
can play. It's
just to be out there with the boys, just hitting around.
The weather might be nice. You may just want to be out in nature.
I think you got.
Let me ask you this: would the bulk of the 95 come on one bad hole?
No, we're spreading it out.
Like meaning, or give me two bad holes.
Like a 9?
Yeah, like a 9 or a 10, and then the rest I'm playing really well. That's the deal I would take.
I think you got to spread it out amongst maybe 3 or 4 holes throughout the round.
That's still a pretty good percentage.
Okay.
If you gave me like a quad on like,
you'd probably have to have a couple quads then.
Mm-hmm.
You probably have
throw
to
in a 10.
Yeah, like a 9 and a 10 somewhere, and then like double bogey the rest.
I think you take that, AR.
Yeah, but if you're saying that I'm going out there and it's double bogey, like it's the double bogey train, that wouldn't be fun. Like at least give me a few holes where I hit the ball okay.
But your key card works to the one before you die club.
All right, and I'll give you this too. I'll give you.
Give Maddie one.
Yeah, cook one up for me.
I don't know.
I'm on the burner here.
You got to eat cheesecake on the air.
You know what? You guys make crap on that, but that was actually a good penalty for him. It was good.
I know, I agree.
That would have been a penalty that would have taken place.
The other one hasn't even happened yet.
What's the sports part of it though? For like, what's the reward that I would get? Like, would I?
I'm giving you a Reds World
I got
Series.
One. How about this?
Because you've already seen 2 Baltimore Super Bowls.
Yes, I have.
I got one even better.
Yeah.
It's your first year coaching baseball.
It is. Hey,
are you in the tournament? The French Ripplers?
No, it. Ripple Baseball. Shout out to Ripple Baseball, my guy Ryan. Your kid needs some training? Send them to Ripple Baseball. Not playing around up there. It's good stuff.
Now, are you guys you'll have a season?
This will happen in June, July.
But
we'll have some tournaments. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
but is there a champion of this or not really? You're just playing a bunch of tournaments.
I'm sure there'll be a champion for some of these tournaments. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to try to focus on that. Like his first year of coaching and managing a baseball team.
Would I take a Reds World Series or my 15-year-old team winning, I don't know, two or three tournaments this year? That's a good one.
For me.
Hey, send the kids out of the room because they're not going to want to hear this answer when he says Reds.
I would rather set the tone myself and win tournaments this year. I would. Because my expectation for the Reds is fairly like
what?
Well, no, we're not. There's no expectations. You get
I'm taking my tournaments.
But I mean, you get the Reds championship. There's no expectations. We're
you're coaching like 14-year-olds. We're talking about the Reds winning a World Series.
I want my own but I'm coaching though. I'm emotionally invested more with that than I am the Reds right now.
Yeah, he's taking them to Pizza Hut afterwards and all that old school good stuff.
Be the you know what, man. Going in there, get that pan pizza. Yeah, I'd take my tournaments though over the Reds World Series.
Let's cook one up for you.
I got one. Notre Dame wins a championship, but I have to co-host with Warren Sapp for 3 years straight.
I think you'd be on board with that. That's not that bad.
That's not that bad.
I think that would kind of suck.
I think over time you guys would iron out the wrinkles.
Okay,
you know what I mean? I think you guys would be good after
how about this? Like every day has to be just like the first day, where it's like we don't become friends.
It's Groundhog Day for you.
It's like
would Warren wake up every day?
He and I have the 51st dates.
There's just nothing good that comes out of it. The relationship just doesn't get any better.
Yeah,
pretty good. That's a kind of an old school reference. Not bad.
Thank you, but it'd be like there's no camaraderie that builds over time. We wake up, we forget who each other are. We don't have inside jokes with each other.
But you like some of that though. You know what I'm saying? Like you're here for some of the.
I'm not a.
Imagine having to win over Warren Sapp every freaking day. Imagine having to do that.
He's going to show up 2 minutes before the show
over every day.
He's not going to know what the topics are until we're already doing them.
What's your scenario? What are you taking?
I'll take the chance on Notre Dame just winning anyway.
Okay. Maybe your year this year. Who knows? See what CJ Carr can do.
I think so.
This is going to sink or swim. We're going to attempt to go to the high seas.
I see what you did there.
And get with Bobby Carpenter on the Buckeye Cruise in a couple minutes here. I feel like he was just like in Aruba.
He's just been
Why
everywhere.
didn't he just stay there or swim the channel over to
it was Curacao,
wherever other Turks and Caicos? He could have just, knowing him, could have just swam the channel. We'll ask him next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
Craving that rush of freedom in 2026? Grab the Ford Bronco Sport with 2.9% APR and up to $4,500 cash rebates. All credit fits. Pre-qualify online at capitalfordcolumbus.com or visit us in Whitehall.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Hi, this is Max with Buckeye Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Love is in the air this month. I wanted to drop into your radio and say thank you. It's easy for our team to love what we do when we have the opportunity to serve the best communities a company could ask to be a part of. Thank you. And when you need us,
call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hitting a hole in one into your ear hole. Ew. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, first attempt failed, but it's understandable. Because Bob's out on the boat, and he's on the high seas, and even though he probably paid for the roaming package, is that still a thing?
I don't know. I've never been on a Buckeye cruise. You've been on, how many have you been on before?
I was on probably at least 5 of them.
Okay.
And then probably wasn't grandfathered in for the rest. Who knows?
Yeah, I saw Uncle Dom was on there today throwing out some videos on his social media, just roaming, looked like a dining room hall where everybody was eating some chicken wings, it looked like.
Let me tell you, the Windjammer Cafe and all that.
Okay.
This would not be for you. I don't think you'd be a cruise guy. And the only reason I say that,
because I'd be thinking about the Titanic all day. Yeah, that's probably
that.
Why.
But I think mostly because
probably why.
The real motive for a lot of people is the endless buffet and the fact you can eat at any time of day and there's always food out. Yeah. And I think now you have a lot of discipline, but that's what people do. They really stuff themselves on those cruise ships. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the social aspect is around food and let's go to the dine. Yeah. And so it might be something that would be tough for you because if you're not eating, then you're either gambling, which I liked, or I guess you could spend time in the room, but not a lot of people want to be in the room unless you have a balcony room. If you got a balcony room, then you open that, swing it open, you hear the ocean. It's awesome. The motion of the ocean. You got that going for you. And then
it's important to have that in life.
Yeah,
make sure the hips don't lie.
The inside, the inner cabins.
Okay.
With no door.
You're claustrophobic. You don't like that.
I'm not crazy claustrophobic, but I wouldn't love it.
Okay. Yeah. I've never really had a desire to go on a cruise.
All right, he just texted me from the boat.
What's the update?
He said he's calling and it says busy.
You got that?
He's calling right now. I'll get him.
Okay.
There we go.
I think TLC was on the phone.
We're real in the
somebody else.
Yeah. Who knows?
He's trying.
Half the time he's not even listening to us over there. So I think we got him now.
This is amazing. All right. So weren't you just in Aruba? You could have just swim across the channel and probably picked up the boat somewhere.
Oh, yeah. You could have hopped through there. I was actually in Curacao right beside Aruba. And when you called, I was actually going through the fashion show. I tried to get the call off, and I couldn't get to it in time. But, yeah, I mean, this is Caribbean Bob right now, just trying to do the very best he can.
Okay, so over-under on Mai Tais right now or whatever else. What other libations are they serving?
Okay, so it's noon, or 1 o'clock. So you're trying not to start too fast, Rothman. I've been at this a minute. I've done a number of these cruises.
Crafty veteran.
The Rooster's wing tasting today at lunch. So I had probably 2 beers with that just to make sure that the heat of some of those hot wings was washed down appropriately. You know, they get exotic and try to bring in some of that stuff. And then I did just hit a nice little Patron and soda, which is really hitting you nice. You know, I know your boy Matty, he's big into the fitness. And this is the problem now, is that I'm like the same age as some of the guys' parents on here. Jonathan Cooper's mom's on here. And I'm like talking to her, and I'm like, I got to compete with like guys like your son that are 20 years younger than me. So, you know, kind of like Wooderson, man. I keep getting older, and they stay the same age. So there's a commitment to fitness that needs to happen.
Okay, so kind of continue to paint the picture for us a little bit more, Bob. Who's there? Who have you talked to for the Buckeye fans that hear about this all the time but have never had, you know, the chance to go on this cruise? Kind of break down what you've been seeing, what you guys are going to be getting into.
We got some great stops. St. Martin, Turks and Caicos. We're going to St. Bart's here at the end, St. Thomas at the end. Today's the Roosters Day at Sea, where we're doing a lot of fun stuff. I got a chance, you'll hear at some point this week on Morning Juice, got a chance to talk to my man Peyton. Sat down with him and Cody Simon, did a little 4, 5, 6 minute interview with each one of those guys. We also have Carson Hinsman here, Austin Saraveld, Bennett Christensen, Julian Sayin, and Luke Montgomery. And so I'm going to try to grab some more of those guys. But like Donovan Jackson came back. Like, it was awesome to see some of these guys. Ty Leak and Ty Hamilton are both here. Guys that came on this, you know, a couple years ago. You know, win a national championship, then you go through the draft, so you can't come. But now they're back for their second time, and like, I love like seeing Donovan Jackson. It warms my heart. Cause I told him, I go, buddy, you remind me so much of Nick Golden. You know, with losing Nick this year, getting a chance to see him and have conversations and just to feel his like energy is such an awesome thing.
Well, that's awesome. And I know you're a part of the big picture of all this. You've been such a good supporter of the cruise for so many years, and it's such an amazing thing. We've talked about it with great affection and what it is. And I'm glad that these guys want to continue to support it and do what it's designed to do, which is hopefully get a cure. Where are you on Ohio State football this season as far as, do you look at this team – because you and I talked about last year how it evolved for you and felt like maybe the talent on last year's team was even better than the previous, or they were a better team, not more talented, but a better team. Now, they fell short, but this year coming back, what are your, I guess, questions, concerns? Where are you on this team contending for a title?
I think you've got to look at this, you know, offensively. They've got, you know, the whole left side of their offensive line coming back. And, you know, the question is, Austin Saraveld stay at left tackle? Does he play right tackle? Do you move him to right guard? You know, how does Phil Daniels continue to develop? You know, Josh Padilla, Van Sickle, those guys in there. Ian Moore, a guy who I know that they think a lot of. Like, you've got 3, I think, for sure knowns, and then there's 2 open spots. And whether that's right guard, right tackle, whether that's a combination with the left tackle and Austin moving around just due to his versatility. But you get that offensive line situated, and I think you feel really damn good about that offense with everything that you got out there. Now, some of that's going to have to be Chris Henry being a dude, and as we expected him to be early on, and I don't mean early on, but like early in his career, he can kind of grow into it. But the big question, I think, is going to be the defensive side. You know, they brought in some guys, Clay Russell and my guy Smitty from Alabama. Those guys are going to have to be dudes. Allegro from Wisconsin, like, you brought in some guys in the secondary. And the thing is, Roth, at this point, like, I haven't watched any of these guys play for Ohio State. Like, they're going to have probably 8 guys out there on the field that you haven't really seen play significant time. Peyton Pierce, he's going to have to level up. We saw him play a lot. Can he, not that he's the same type of player as Arvell, but we saw Arvell fill in for Cody and Sonny a little bit early, and then you watch him make this big jump this next year as he becomes a full-time guy. Like, I think you're hoping for that, you know, for Peyton Pierce as well. So I think the expectations are like, hey, this should be a top 5-ish team, and then you allow the expectations to grow with what you see on the field and how they ultimately play. And this should also ultimately be a really big year for Julian as well. One other note I will say, you got a couple of Hoopers on the boat, Aaron Kraft, J.J. Stellinger here, very excited about that win, 20-point victory, last night. And I know that they're all hoping that Ohio State makes the tournament in a big way.
No doubt. It was really good stuff last night for sure at home. Hey, I want to ask you about a former Buckeye, because Todd McShay mentioned on his show, Bobby, that maybe there could be some Houston conversations going on about trading C.J. Stroud. AR and I talked about it. we don't think that's going to happen. The playoff performance was tough, but when you hear that coming from Todd McShay, what are your thoughts on that possibility?
I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah, you think a bad day to have a bad game. You know, they got to continue to evolve that offense. They had some injuries around him. Listen, if you're going to trade him, I heard you guys talking about this maybe yesterday or 2 days ago. I think it's kind of a Joe Burrow-ish situation or a Deshaun Watson situation. You're talking about like draft compensation. You'd be talking about a guy who's really young, who's got a ton of potential and upside. And if you're moving off of him, I mean, I think it's at least a 2-1, maybe a 3-1 plus situation there. But I can't imagine them doing that unless there's someone that they love in this draft that they feel like they could get that and get a haul back with. Because as you guys know, man, it's so hard to find that position. So once you find it, it's not like you're trying to give those guys away. There's a reason why those guys don't get traded or move very often. It's because they're so difficult to find.
All right, besides drinking, what's your favorite thing to do on the cruise?
Oh, gosh. Honestly, it's the fact that I get to see the great Quan McMillan, who I get to see probably once a year and sit down and have a conversation with him. And, J.J. Solinger is a guy who's my age, but we don't, you got kids, you got life, you don't get to see each other as much. And it's these conversations that you get to sit down and you talk about the state of the program, what they're doing in life. Sitting there talking to Cody Simon this morning about his experience with the Cardinals and talking about how maybe, they're one of the, maybe not the most overwhelming franchise when it comes to like commitment from the management and then also the fan involvement and interest. It's like that kind of stuff and just seeing how these guys are growing and evolving and watching them. And like I saw with Cody Simon, in the Woody Hayes, helping to convince him to come to Ohio State, and now him being in the NFL and going into his second season, like that to me is what makes it worth it. The connectivity, talking to freaking Tom Cousineau and introducing the younger guys to him. And even though Kuz is like around 70 years old, you guys shake his hand. And I told Peyton Pierce, like Cody, that's what a linebacker's hand feels like at Ohio State. Tom Cousineau's hands are like a gorilla's, dude. Like his arms like hang down to his knees. He's like his frame, although he's an older guy. Like I was like, that is what a dude looks like. That's why he was the number 1 overall pick in the draft. And they're like, dude, his hand is so big. I'm like, yes. Like it's just and to see that and like have those conversations. It's awesome, man. It's what makes Ohio State so special.
It's like shaking hands with a stalk of bananas. It's like your hand.
Oh, 100%. How about that?
Anybody still get motion sickness on that thing, or is that kind of a non-factor for some of these first-time cruisers?
We're hauling pretty good, but they've got like the little patches and everything. Yeah. I know like some of the young guys, you grab some Dramamine or whatever. I think Zach Bourne, he had some motion sickness, at least claimed motion sickness this morning during the autograph signing that may have led to some. But usually that's something that takes a little bit during the day to impact you. Usually that's not something that's a 9:30, 9 o'clock thing. That may have been regarded to a combination of things that were ingested the night before. So I don't know. That's still up in the air.
All right. Yeah. That's the ace in the hole. Don't play that card too early on the cruise. All right. This was great.
Yeah.
Safe sailing, my man. And we appreciate you, bud. Enjoy it.
Hey, we're just Christopher Crossing down here, Rothman. Just sailing.
One of my favorites. Bobby brought him to the Lancaster Festival. You really booked those excellent guests, man. All right.
Thanks,
be well,
Bob.
brother.
Thanks,
Take care. That's our guy, Robert J. in the house on the high seas on the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. Yeah. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, it's good.
My first year, that was the combination. He's right. It's the combination of the sun, the alcohol, and the motion of the
overeating
ocean. No, not really. It's more of the drinking and the sun, and then you get back on the boat, and that's when it got me the first time. Okay. But after that, I was good to go. I was cool. Yeah. All right, we're going to come back with a Buckeye Bulletin. Jake Diebler on the thrashing of Wisconsin and what it means to his squad. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We're known for 3 things: games, conversation, and Common Man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Below freezing? Fire up the grill at Billiards Plus. The grilling season never ends. While you're grill shopping, you'll love browsing Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence, and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient, and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
Tom's Garage Doors, Tom's Garage Doors. When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
I started my first business at 12 years old, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I thought I was crushing it until my buddy down the street undercut me by $2. But he didn't just cut the price, he cut corners too. That's when I learned if you do the job right, people trust you, and integrity beats profit. People care more about how you show up and whether you do what you say you're going to do. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. From garage door repairs to upgrades, we show up, we crush it, and we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts, and the spring's guaranteed to last a lifetime. Because when you care about the people you serve, you work harder, and it shows. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com. And yeah, we still beat the other guy.
Tom's Garage Doors, Tom's Garage Doors. When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
It's Timmy Hall here, stepping in for the common man. You see, he decided to go to Italy when his Germain spot was due. Must be nice. You know what else is nice? Germain's month-long President's Day sale at all the locations listed at GoGermain.com. This month, all qualified pre-owned vehicles come with a 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty. On top of the $1,000 price promise, no one will sell you a car for less. Nearly 4,000 vehicles, 30 brands, one website. You can only find the savings and that warranty at GoGermain.com. Hope you enjoyed your cured meats, common man.
Leaky pipes, no hot water, issues with your sewer or drains? When plumbing problems strike, Logan Services is ready to help you out. We offer free estimates on water heaters, water softeners, and drain lines. Whether it's a surprise leak or an aging water tank, we'll give you an honest recommendation so you can take action fast. Don't wait. Schedule your free plumbing estimate now. Fast, friendly service you trust from Logan Services.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to fund a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
Winter is in full swing, and Aleve is here to keep you moving. When the cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you going with long-lasting body pain relief to get you through whatever the season brings. Chilly days or cozy nights, Aleve gives you that long-lasting body pain relief you can count on this winter. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan. All your favorite Fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 4 windows and get 4 free plus an extra 10% off from windownation.com.
All right, big bounce back for Ohio State. Needed it, had to have it. They get a win, their first one of the season over a ranked team. That should get TLC to get that applause special effect going. 86-69. So first win over a ranked squad. And in the process, Bruce Thornton certainly had a game for himself. So he passed Jerry Lucas and William Buford's mark of 1,990 points to go into third all-time in career for Ohio State. Yeah. There was a tribute video by both Jerry Lucas and Buford at the break after it happened. So he's 92 points away from passing Dennis Hopson, for the most in Buckeye history. surpassing 2,000 for his career. He's going to need the tournament to do this, correct?
Well, with the pace that he's at right now, I don't know. He's got over 50 in the last 2 games. And so I don't know if he's going to need that.
Let's take a look at this. He's averaging, what, 20 a game?
Let me pull up his season. Let me pull
So
this
he
up
might
for
get
you
it
now.
at the Big Ten tournament.
He's averaging 19.9.
Okay. 19.9.
20 a game.
20 a game. So that'd be
54% from the field,
40,
too, by the way.
60, 80. He'd probably get it at home against Indiana in the final home regular season game if everything went perfectly.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, then that game, you know you're close.
Unless he dropped like 28 or 30 on somebody and he offset this. But that's my prediction now.
I think he's getting it.
Yeah.
I think he's absolutely getting
And
it.
I don't think he needs the tournament now.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah, because now, look, he could do it with Mobley, but without Mobley, shot attempts got to go up. He has to be aggressive. He has no choice but to unload the clip. He's the guy.
That's it. And that's it. This is not guaranteeing that he scores 20 a game. But by the way, he's now scored 27 and 28, like you said, in the last 2 games. Now, he had a 9-pointer against Penn State. He had 16 against Michigan. He had 10 in the first game against Michigan. But, yeah, that's my prediction, that he gets it against Indiana in the final regular season.
I'm going to echo that, too. I'm going to echo that. And what I really like, you mentioned the points and where he is. It's only 3 turnovers over the last 2 games. And he had 1 turnover against Virginia, which was that can be a tough defense to go.
I think they trapped him on the sideline, so actually. He was trying to pass out of it.
So his ability to play a clean game, get his teammates involved, still get his own buckets, that's really impressive for me right now, because he's in a pressure-packed situation as he always is, but right now it's times 2 without one of his road dogs rolling with him.
All right, now let's hear from Jake on the victory last night.
All right, here is him highlighting his defensive performance because they gave up 92 the first time to Wisconsin, and they only gave up 69 last night.
Yeah, I think in the most simplistic way to put it, our communication has improved dramatically, and our rebounding's gotten better. So, Virginia was an elite offensive rebounding team, and for the most part of the game, we held them in check. Aside from the start with the offensive rebounds that Wisconsin got, we did a great job throughout the game rebounding the ball. So those 2 things have to be, it starts there. That allows us now, right, to scheme, and I think the way our guys have been locked in scouting and things is certainly helped. But, being able to limit teams to 1 shot better, and then communication and how that's kept us out of rotation at times has been really good.
They're schemers.
Plans, schemes.
You got it? You know the movie?
What is that?
Oh, no, I'm doing it. Look at me.
They're schemers.
They're schemers.
What is that, TLC?
Well, let's see if
They're schemers.
That the Joker?
Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight, yeah.
There we go.
Play my theme music. There we go. I'll take that as a win.
You said
He gave you the clip.
What do you mean? I got the character, right? Play my theme music.
I don't need to be convinced to play our theme music on the show.
I just wanted to
All right,
hear.
here's the other thing from yesterday that you can play this from yesterday because I know he has it. When Las Vegas put out that spread, I looked at you and said, this doesn't... Wait, what?
He's panicking.
Working on it.
You remember the Schefter? Oh, he's having that moment again. Hey, I think the line you dropped, well, this is stinky.
Oh, wait, no.
The line
In a
was
good way.
stinky. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In a good way.
You were just, it was like, oh.
I just forgot what I called it. I do have it.
By a point.
Let's hear it.
All right.
Why are they favorites? I think this actually favors them. I think it's a stinky line because I wouldn't know how to bet this game. But what that line is telling me is that they want you to take Wisconsin. That Las Vegas is saying to you, look at what we're offering you.
Come take
We're
it.
giving you the hottest team around, basically in a pick-em.
Yeah.
And an 8:30 tip at the shot.
Yeah.
And you also don't have Mobley in this game. So you guys are telling me that this Badger team that has beaten Illinois on the road and Michigan State, thumped them, that's what they're coming in on, and they're a dog? Something was wrong. And Vegas, they were begging you to take Wisconsin.
You always know something, man.
Well, they know it, but they tip their hand too much. Like, for me to be able to recognize that, just a schmo.
Pretty wild night,
like
all the
that's,
way around.
I knew there was something wrong. That made you feel like, now, did I have the confidence to go all in on Ohio State last night without Mobley? Of course not. That's why I told you guys, this is a social experiment. This is not a bet. That was a very difficult game to bet last night. I was not going to do it, and it was one of the, but Las Vegas was telling you, I'm not telling you, they were hoping that you would react just, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'll blindly just going on. I'm getting Bucky Badger here. Even money, I'm doing it. And they would have cracked you. They would have cracked you over the head.
That was a good call,
like they usually do.
Sure. But yeah, and look, we mentioned earlier out of the gate too how good of a night it was for Devin Royal. I thought it was cool after the game where you had some media members tweeting out some of his comments, talking to them, and he threw it out there. I was in the gym after that Virginia game where it did not go well, and he was in the gym apparently until 4 a.m. getting up about 1,000 shots. So he knew probably in his mind, hey, I probably let my guys down a little bit. I know I'm better than what I showed against the Cavaliers. Got in the lab, put in a whole bunch of work, and he got immediate returns on that work with his 25-point night and 4-7 from 3. So yeah, he was on one last night, getting buckets with the best of them.
Yeah, way to go, Devin. That was the way to answer it, man. I know he felt bad about that turnover and perceived laziness on not tracking down that loose ball. I didn't look at it that way. I think he saw Bruce right there and he thought he was going to get it. Bad assumption. I'm not going to take off the hook for that. But I don't think it was laziness. I don't think it was a bad effort.
Wasn't Cam Newton at the Super Bowl?
He saw his teammate there, and that's another wild
Pump
one.
faking the fumble.
Now, they both have equal time now. Sparty played last.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. Did they play
cracked
last night?
UCLA last
night? Yeah, they played last. Oh, we're going to get to that. I'll tell you what, we're going to get to that next. Because if you guys haven't heard this, if you guys ever heard the term gaslighting, and a lot of you, like me years ago, wasn't really sure what it meant completely. It was a difficult thing to kind of wrap your mind around. This is a perfect example of a coach trying to gaslight a young reporter. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. But that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
Working your way through that home projects list? More flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks for all your plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling needs. Call the Waterworks. Trusted and certified plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. I've had the privilege of seeing miracles, broken families rebuilt, every crash, every workplace injury, every medical mistake. Fighting back can work. We've gone toe-to-toe with insurance giants, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion recovered. Size matters. Reputation matters. Results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Hey, it's Anthony. So I was recently asked how I've been doing in my personally fit arch supports from the Good Feet store. And I paused and I said, you know what? Pretty darn good. Because it reminded me what I was dealing with a couple years ago. My personal journey. I had plantar fasciitis, that horrible heel pain. If I was on my feet for a while, my lower back would be on fire. And now, honestly, none of that. Zero issues with my feet since I started wearing them. I have my Good Feet arch supports in every day. I feel supported. I feel aligned. And now that I feel better, it's made all the difference. I want to work out more. I want to go out more. Just be more active. I'm telling you, over the last couple of years, my health, my energy, my quality of life has all been affected in a really positive way. They've really helped me keep the pain away. The guys ask me all the time, do I really have them in today? Yes, I do, and I'll take my shoes off upon request to show you. Go take the free test walk. The Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway and Stringtown Road in Grove City. Get started at goodfeet.com.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Great
Lex Hyundai wants you to save your refund this tax season with 90 days of no car payments and 0% financing on 26 Hyundai Santa Fe's and Tucsons for up to 60 months. No payments, 90 days, 0%. Keep your tax money in your pocket. Go now for the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Dublin or Columbus or glexhyundai.com. With proof credit, some customers may not qualify. Interest accrues during no payment period. New Hyundais come equipped with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Offer ends 3/2.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. You've got one life, and it's too short for not nows, maybe laters, and tomorrows. If you're noticing issues with ED or low T, then your relationships, your confidence, and even your career has already been affected. Online folks promise convenience and discretion, but their treatments are generic, and some are even unsafe. Guys, no more excuses. Columbus Men's Clinic has a medical provider focused solely on ED and low T. The right way. No unproven snake oil or peptides without solid research. They've been helping men get safe, effective treatment for over a decade. Call 614-300-7400 right now or book online in under 30 seconds at columbusmensclinic.com. Their medical foundation means freedom to practice medicine the right way, not confined by one-size-fits-all pills. Plus, there are treatments that can help you maintain what you've got. Just like going to the gym to maintain muscle, there's ways to keep ED and low T at bay without a pill. It's time to show up for your family and your life like never before. Turn your tomorrows into today. Call 614-300-7400 or book online in under 30 seconds. ColumbusMen'sClinic.com.
Get Eco.
Eco is giving away $500 in free repairs whenever you buy a new water heater.
Helps restore balance to the universe.
Give it away plumbers, genius electricians, and gonna make you cool again, HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
When it comes to trucks, dependability matters. At Germain Toyota, we know what it takes to earn your trust. Quality vehicles, straightforward pricing, and a team that puts you first. From the job site to the weekend, drive a truck built to go the distance. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Right now, 3-pound packages of 80% lean Kroger brand ground beef for only $4.99 a pound with your car. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
At St. Jude, every innovation we make is a moment we give to children with cancer everywhere. But we can't do it without you.
Learn more at stjude.org.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. After a big ranked win for the Ohio State men's basketball team last night, the OSU women's team looks to do the same this evening. The 10th-ranked Lady Bucks looking to rebound from their loss to Maryland on Sunday this evening in Minnesota as they take on the 23rd-ranked Golden Gophers at 8. Tyler Danberg and Kristen Watt have the call right here on the Fan immediately after the Inside Edge. Zach Werenski and Team USA battle Sweden at 3:10 in the hockey quarterfinals at the Winter Olympics. Earlier today, Team Canada needed overtime to beat Czechia 4-3 and advance to the semifinals. Slovakia also topped Germany 6-2. Switzerland taking on Finland right now, and they were leading 2-0 after 2. This one's sponsored by High Bank Distillery Co., locally inspired dishes and award-winning cocktails. Visit highbankco.com to make your reservation. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
All right, Hockey and Hounds at 2:30. Jackets are back on the ice practicing for their return post-Olympics. And we'll have our boy Sevo on, Damon Severson, at 2:30. So we'll do Hockey and Hounds then. And there's a lot going on for them. They were the hottest team on ice, hottest show on ice going into the break. Momentum halted briefly, but what you get in that is an exchange for being re-energized and be able to come back and try to light the fuse again. So we'll talk to him at 2:30.
Yeah, it was good insight yesterday from former Jacket head coach Brad Larson was in studio. If you missed that interview, you can catch up wherever you get your podcast. All you got to do is type in Rothman and Ice. He mentioned AR. Yes, that's great, but you want to keep ascending, right? You want to keep going the other way because you guys were kind of doing the math, right? You don't want to go maybe 500 or a little bit below 500 coming out of the break. And look, that's easier said than done, but that's just the position that they're fortunately / unfortunately in right now. And so, yeah, going into, look, you'll take any momentum that you can get. Obviously, hitting the pause button on the season probably isn't ideal, but the chemistry that it seems like that they put together and how they've come together with Slick Rick coming in and getting things in order, you just got to hope that when Z returns and everybody gets back together, that those guys can maintain because they've been putting out a good product here as of late.
Can't limp back in either.
Yeah.
At Boston, then home against the Islanders. 2 massive games for them with teams in the standings above them. So they know where they are. What do they have? I think they have 20, 25, 26 games left. And so they know where they are. They've played their way back into contention, and now they got to play their way ultimately in. And that's what's at stake. So we'll talk to Sivo at 2:30. Don't miss that. We've talked about this coach before. And in a way, I feel like he deserves some of the credit that he's gotten over his time. And this is not because he's 5'7" and he's like the little engine that could. Like, I don't believe in that. Mick Cronin played point guard for his dad, and he was an all-city player in Cincinnati. He's a good basketball player. And he was one of those guys that could shoot the three in the late 80s. He had a lot of assists. He was a really good player. Tore his ACL in his junior year, and it kind of really ended his playing career. And so he wanted to stay around basketball, and he basically joined his dad to scout a high school game, and he was offered a job coaching the freshman team, and he started assisting and really got his start as an assistant in the early 90s. And then kind of got a little bit of a dream job where he's an assistant now for the Bearcats, and then then he left the Bearcats and went to Louisville and became an assistant. Then he became a head coach, sorry. I don't even know what that was.
What did you eat during the break? Was that a rice attack?
That wasn't. I don't know what.
Was a little
it wasn't that
bite?
Bad. It was just one of those that.
Oh, that was.
It wasn't. You just weren't looking. It was. They're going to put pressure on Carolina.
All right. Why,
excuse me.
You got to cut up the one that just happened. We got to compare.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's do a full analysis on that.
Well, listen, man.
Let's do 10 minutes on that.
Fan is. Welcome to the club, eh? I'm the king of the Omen attack. I've been dealing with this. For years.
But I never say let's play him all the time.
The lean cuisine got him.
There's nothing you could do about it. It's not a bad thing.
All that meatloaf you've been eating.
Wasn't meatloaf. It was one of those. I don't know. We'll check the box.
We had little cheesecake bites out there, Tio?
No, it was not a cheesecake bite. That would have been smooth.
And I'm only having one, just to be clear.
Okay.
And the apple fritter this morning, delicious.
So you're getting it in today.
Yeah.
So as I continue.
Hot Pilates tomorrow, so we'll be all right.
You'll sweat it all out.
Oh, yes.
Carb loading is what I'm calling
Pilates.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Wonder who's in that class you're trying to see.
Not mad at it.
Murray's
Shoot your shot, young fella.
I was just guessing. Maybe I'm right. It was kind of when I told, I'm like, CB, what are you doing over there? Going to buy a new bathing suit?
Yes.
That's exactly what he was doing. That was one of the weirdest things.
Wait, what?
Yeah. He was getting ready to go on vacation,
right? He was getting ready to go on vacation, and he was online, and he was screwing around. We're trying to get him to
play something,
answer something. I'm like, listen, you can shop for a bathing suit after work. And he had to admit on the air that he actually was.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Crazy.
On the job.
So he goes to Murray State, and then he comes back to Cincinnati. He was there for a long time with the Bearcats. And that's when things got good for him. Getting to the round of 32 and a couple different times. And so he goes to UCLA, and he makes the Final Four. And it's like, all right, they got their guy. So I've always been, this is a roundabout way of saying, I've always liked him. I think he's got some old school in him. He's tough. He'll say stuff at the podium. I don't agree with everything he says. But what happened last night, in my very humble estimation, was as narcissistic as it gets. That he just couldn't own what had happened last night. And he decided, and a reporter was asking him, and I know we'll play this, but I believe this was something about the I-zone, correct? And then he took his own player. Mick Cronin took his own player. Do you know why he sent him?
Because there was a flagrant foul. Yeah. They were getting blown out. Somebody from Sparty ran down the floor and dunked it. His player was salty, didn't like it. and too much dip on his chip when it came to the foul. And so Mick Cronin agreed with that and sent his player to the locker room. So that was one situation. And then what you are laying out when it came to the post-game presser with the media, there was a little static between he and, somebody that covers the team.
What was your thoughts in the student section chanting Booker's name?
I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section.
I just meant the overall the way that you
I would like to give you kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked.
Did you
like you should take it.
The preparation of the...
Do you really think I care about the other team's student section?
I don't think you care about the other
Are you
team's...
raising your voice at me?
No, I'm just...
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Come on, dude.
No reason.
Come on. Yes, you are. Everybody's standing here listening to you. Everybody, this is on camera. They can hear you. I answered the question. I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section. I coach UCLA. I don't care about Michigan State students. I mean, who cares?
That was the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Along with the stupidest question he heard?
It's pretty bad. I'm not saying he doesn't need to like the question, and he can say what he said.
Mm-hmm.
It was rude what he said to that reporter.
Absolutely.
That's fine. He didn't have to. He answered the question.
Yeah.
You heard him answer it.
Mm-hmm.
The reporter didn't follow up. He didn't ask him why or anything like that.
Yep.
You know when the reporter started talking? Was when Cronin said to him, "That's the stupidest question I've ever heard. Congratulations."
And he said, "Thank you."
And then the reporter goes, "All right, I'll take it." And then Cronin said, "You should take it."
And good for that reporter for sticking up for himself and not taking that BS from Mick Cronin. Because this is becoming a thing for him. And look, nobody's happy after a game where you get embarrassed, player or coach. And there's always that window of time to where the emotions are really high and you got to answer the questions that are tough. But he's supposed to be the leader of the ship, and he's supposed to know better. And talking down to people like that, I'm not here for. And especially if it was a young reporter that he knows he can kind of bully. Like, I don't know if he's doing that to a veteran reporter. I don't know. I don't listen to a whole bunch of his press conferences, but it's been a combination for him of him and his team failing this year based off of what they were supposed to be. I mean, they were picked to finish third in the Big Ten this year. Right now, they're 9-6. And Izzo and their team curb stomped him yesterday, and he found a way to get a pound of flesh from somebody other than his players, and he decided to run with it. And it again was a terrible look for a guy that doesn't really seem to know how to control his emotions the way he needs to all the time.
He was losing the battle there.
Yeah.
The reporter didn't take a knee when he said that was the stupidest question. And when the reporter said, "That's fine, I'll take that," that bothered him even more.
That lit the fuse.
That bothered him even more because it didn't penetrate. Because he was trying to bully the reporter, and the reporter wasn't going to be bullied. And through that flippant, "I'll take it, that's fine," that didn't hurt me, basically. And then he doubled down with the, "You should take it." And then, did you notice how this whole narcissism came full circle when he starts to gas?
Are you raising your voice at me?
Raising your voice at me?
Yes, I am, actually. That's what I would have said.
No,
yeah, I am.
This
what
is
are you gonna
the
do
way
about
I
it?
talk.
Yeah.
And you're the one that wants to go around the barn on a simple question about the student section. You answered it. I didn't follow up on it, but you feel like you really want to talk about it more. And then you completely deflect to something so stupid about the guy maybe upping the octave of his voice. Right. So now you can make him feel bad about that. Like, he was really reaching last night, and he was a bully last night, and he needs to own that. And it's okay if that's who he wants to be.
The sad part
if he wants to be Bob Knight Jr., then let him be that way.
The sad part is, AR, I don't think he's going to own it. That's the problem. And again, they lose that game 82-59. The game before that, they lose 86-56 to Michigan. So they've been getting stone cold stuttered for the last two games, and he's salty about that, and he's been crying all year. We reacted earlier in the season to where he's talking about the Big Ten doesn't care about basketball, and we got to fly here and fly there. Like,
oh, you want to hear that?
Sure, if you got it.
I want to thank the Big Ten for giving us 5 of our first 7 on the road, bringing Purdue here on Thursday night, where we don't get back till in LA till Saturday morning, and giving us the team pick to win the league on a 2 days rest after 5 of our first 7 on the road. I want to thank the Big Ten for that.
You're liable to make it worse next year.
It couldn't be much worse. Hey, I don't think they care about basketball.
I don't want to hear that. It may be something that's real as far as the tough track, but nobody wants to hear that stuff.
That was basketball to me. That's his stuff. I agree. We talked about that. I could see maybe his point a little bit, but he got in bed with he gets paid a lot of money, as I pointed out yesterday. And if he wants to take up for his kids and the geographic disadvantage they may have, because they got to fly from west to east and play all, because the bulk of the teams in the conference are on this side of the country.
He's not doing that after wins. That's my problem.
And it's
he's
fine.
doing it after
convenient.
losses.
I agree. It's convenient, but that one at least aired on the side of the sport. This one was a complete selfish, self-centered, couldn't take it. And here's the thing. I even said earlier, I applaud some of his old school stuff. Now, ejecting your own player off your bench, haven't seen that in a long time, if any. And so I'm okay with him feeling like, because at that point, I almost feel like he is protecting the game. Like maybe he thought one of his players violated the code of the game in his mind. Now, it's weird to embarrass a player like that, but old school coaches do that. And the kid took it and ran off the floor. And I don't know what their relationship is. Maybe they'll be stronger for it. I don't know. But the bad part last night was the fact that his bullying tactics to that reporter when he asked him about the atmosphere, the student section chanting, how is that when you have to coach with all those kids right over your shoulder yelling at you? Like, you answered it. He didn't follow up. Move on. Yeah. It was brutal. All right, we're going to come back with a little pre-snap read next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven. I feel valued as a member.
They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
Most people don't think about their garage door until it stops working. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. There's never a good time for your garage door to break, whether you're rushing to work or you're trying to get the kids to school. We know how much you rely on your garage door. That's why we offer same-day repairs, because life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Over 90,000 five-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage door is what we do, but making your life easier and your home safer is why we do it. Families trust us because we deliver, and we'd be honored to earn your trust too. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
I'm Jay Plyburn, anchor at 10 TV News This Morning. Not long ago, my wife Whitney and I packed up a camper van, hit the road, and spent months exploring national parks and small-town farmers markets, having the adventure of a lifetime. Now my goal is to help you start your day feeling informed and ready for what's ahead. From the impact of state and local decisions to breaking news from Dublin to Delaware, we've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Hello, it's John Kozik.
Kovac, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Ohio has over 920,000 diabetics. If you are a diabetic, take a step in the right direction by having your feet checked routinely by a podiatric physician, the most qualified doctors to care for your feet. Adding a podiatrist to your healthcare team can help you better manage the effects of diabetes on your feet. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Bishop and Friends.
Have you seen him eat his food? He just swallows it whole. He doesn't even chew. Like if he wanted to eat the thing, it'd already be eaten. That's not what's going on here. He thinks it's a toy.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Cellar.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Scattered shower chances wrap up as we head into the afternoon. Otherwise, skies become mostly sunny with highs in the mid to low 60s and gusty winds. Increasing clouds tonight with our lows in the 40s. And then for Thursday, mostly cloudy skies with temperatures in the low 60s. We see chances of rain and storms develop as we head into the evening. And the best chance will be late overnight into early Friday. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan. Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, let's talk about Derek Carr, because I don't believe he's on anybody's radar. He's kind of one of those average quarterbacks you think you can win with. He's got some talent. He's not old. He's 34, but he'll be 35 in March. But he's a 4-time Pro Bowl quarterback. So he's not a nothing. He really isn't. And maybe on the right team, if he's careful with the football, because that's his deal. Forces a lot of throws picks. But on the right team, you almost feel like, Maddie, he could be that Darnold piece that we may not need you to win a lot of games for us, but if you can manage them,
I don't believe in him that much.
Not that much.
I don't know.
Past his deal, huh?
Well, I think, AR, to your point, he can be a starter. I don't know if we drop him into, I don't know. Like, I don't even know if there's situations available for him. But I just don't believe in him enough to go on a playoff run based off what we've seen in his career. Like, what would be a team in your mind you think you could drop him into to where he could maybe accomplish what Sam did? Maybe not win it all, but get to the playoffs or even something like that.
The two I mentioned to Schefter earlier, and there's probably only two.
The Vikings?
Vikes or the Colts.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, they just brought Phillip Rivers back. Like, you got to tell me he's better than that.
I would think absolutely Derek Carr right now would be better week in and week out throughout an entire season what Phillip Rivers brought to the table. I like the teams you identified there. It was interesting. Like, when you asked Schefter earlier about the Viking situation, he used the word submissive when it came to one of the quarterbacks, if they do bring in another quarterback, which I think they will. But that word was just interesting that he used that word specifically for me, that a guy coming in there, Derek Carr or not, or somebody else that has a little bit more on the resume, nothing is promised. And I understand that, because a lot of times when you're a first-round pick, no matter what position you're playing, especially quarterback, you're going to get a lot of time to prove yourself. And so J.J. McCarthy, they're not going to completely give up on him yet, but I just thought that word was interesting from Schefter today, submissive.
Yeah, that means he doesn't get the Rodgers treatment. That means he doesn't get if I choose you, I'm the guy.
Correct.
He doesn't have that power. And the other thing about Derek Carr, and this is and I'm going to be fair here, because I said this about Tyreek Hill. Derek Carr had significant rotator cuff problems. Now, he's been off. It's healed, apparently. He had a year off to fully recover. Mm-hmm. Is he the same quarterback? I wouldn't know that. But he says he's open to a return. Let's hear it.
moral of the story, would I come back? The answer obviously is yes.
Good. Okay, great.
But I have had to say no a couple of times so far.
Yeah, well, we know that. Do I have any purple and gold?
Go Lakers.
Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. It's Laker season.
That's right. I told you this. It hasn't changed from the first interview that we did.
Tell them.
Okay.
Tell the people.
All right. Would I do it? Yes. Would I do it for anybody? Absolutely not.
There's no way. I know from experience. In the last couple months, he would not. So stop calling unless you're serious. Unless you're trying to make a run at this thing.
Yeah.
Right? The confetti falling.
Listen.
The Lombardi in the sky. That's what we're after, okay?
Yeah.
That's what we're after.
So would I do it? Absolutely, I would do it. I told you two things. I'd have to be healthy, and I would want a chance to win a Super Bowl.
That's two pretty good factors.
And obviously, that's a tough thing to find. That's hard to do. That's not easy.
I'm going to tell you right now, though, I know you're healthy.
Is that his brother with him, TLC? Is that David with him?
That's David.
And that's why he didn't push him. And that's why he didn't say, all right, let's play the game, bro. This team calls. This team calls. This team calls.
Yeah.
Give me some yes, no, maybes.
Essentially what they're doing, though, AR, is throwing it out there to, let's say, the Jets. Don't waste your time calling. I'm not coming there. Miami, don't waste your time calling. If you get rid of Tua, there was a little purple and gold, purple and yellow little nugget dropped in there from David Carr, which I thought was interesting because I think that they're obviously talking about your team, even though they try to throw us off the scent with the whole Lakers thing right there. But they're clearly, to me, locked in on the Vikings as a team that he believes can get done what he wants to get done.
We won 9 games.
Wait, I interpreted that as because that was right in the middle of talking about teams that he wouldn't play for.
No, I think at the beginning where David Carr kind of throws like, hey, a team in purple and gold. Derek
would that have interested you?
Derek immediately switches gears and says, oh, you're talking about the Lakers.
Yeah, he was just having fun with him. Like he didn't want to commit to that. But if his own brother is saying, putting the Vikes at the top of the list, he was trying to get something out of him. And the fact that he didn't really get an answer, he got kind of this cheeky, Lakers you're talking about?
It definitely sounded like the Vikings had reached out to him.
We won 9 games with J.J. McCarthy, Carson Wentz, and Max Brosmer.
One of them is good.
And I'm not saying to you
and it's Carson Wentz in your mind.
Derek Carr may be thinking a little too highly of himself. I thought he caught himself at the end of the conversation when he said, that's not an easy thing to do. I admit that. Mm-hmm. Because I don't think he has the exact power to say, I'm only coming back if I can win a Super Bowl. What I think he should be doing is, could I come back and get in the tournament? Can I be one of the top 7 seeds in a conference and get in and have that fun of starting in a playoff game? Because there aren't enough teams. You drop them on the Steelers, you drop them on the Vikes, you drop them on the Colts, you drop them on...
I got a team for you.
Falcons or...
That's exactly what I was going to say. The Atlanta Falcons, because Matt Ryan had some very non-committal type of quotes, if you will. I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm rolling with it when it comes to Michael Penix and him coming off another significant injury. And if Derek Carr is looking to hop on a moving train with good talent, they have that in Atlanta. And so Matt Ryan, Kevin Stefanski, Tommy Reese, those guys are the offensive minds right now down there in Atlanta. They may be second on my list if I'm Derek Carr after Minnesota. Yeah. But I think if you go to Atlanta, there's a clear runway to being the starter than there is, I think, in Minnesota, just based off of, it seems like the draft capital love and respect that they kind of have for JJ up there. Now, I don't know. I could be completely wrong in saying that, but
I'm with you.
Atlanta would be right there with Minnesota with me.
I think what we got out of Schefter today was that he believes, he doesn't know, but he believes that the potential upgrade on paper that the Vikings might get with Derek Carr over what they have now isn't enough to just throw JJ to the back burner. Now, I would do this. I would bring in a guy like Carr if I got him for cheap. They didn't discuss that. About would you give him the Aaron Rodgers discount? Would you come back for less than 10? You know what I mean? Like, would you? Yeah. How badly do you want to play? How badly do you want to win? Or it didn't sound like this was just a payday that, I want to play because if I can make $35, $40 million, why wouldn't I?
Right.
But no one's handing him their starter job. And so he would have to earn it. So if the Vikes brought him in, it would be under you're competing. But that's why Schefter said, I don't know if I would bring him in because he's got so much more experience over JJ that maybe he could look better. but we're trying to develop a quarterback still.
And who do you think Derek Carr walks through the door? Who do you think Justin Jefferson wants to play with right now? Based on some of the comments he's made this offseason.
He'd certainly take any upgrade.
He'd be like, hey, let's get Derek Carr under center ASAP. That's going to be an interesting media session for me out of the gate, is J.J. McCarthy being asked about his boy Justin Jefferson's comments this offseason. Because you have to ask him, how do you feel about that? Because he's made a couple different comments in a couple different settings this offseason about, hey, you know what, if we had this guy or we didn't, it wasn't a fun season for him. Bunch of support coming from the face of the franchise, and that couldn't make J.J. McCarthy feel great.
What, he get to do the gritty 2 times in an entire season?
Something like that, yeah.
That's low for him.
For sure.
All right, we're going to come back in 2 minutes. We got Damon Severson on deck. The Blue Jacket defenseman will do Hockey and Hounds, and the return is coming a week from tomorrow. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Morgan & Morgan isn't just an injury firm. It's our family's life work. It's my husband, it's my sons, it's me. When we take a case, we see a family just like ours. $30 billion recovered is something I'm proud of. But what I'm really proud of are the families we stood beside. It's an honor to fight for you when you need our support the most. Morgan & Morgan, for the people and your family.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
It's really been amazing, the amount of people that I've had contact me, and the talk is generally centered around QC Kinetics, and whether it's a knee, whether it's a back, a hip, shoulder.
He's always happy to talk about how QC Kinetics all-natural regenerative treatments finally gave him relief without surgery. That's former pro football player Bobby Carpenter.
My message to them is do not wait and push off a week, a month, whatever it is. So if you want to feel better this summer, now would be the time to get in. If you want to feel better in the fall, make sure that you're getting in here so you can go out and play golf and do the things that you love and enjoy.
Spoken by a man who experienced relief firsthand. QC Kinetics gave this former pro athlete back his mobility, his activity, and they'll do the same for you.
Has really helped me in just my general quality of life.
Don't wait. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today. QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Take action and get expert service from Logan Services. Heating service calls are just $79. Furnace tune-ups are also $79. And plumbing service calls are just $79. We work in your neighborhood, and scheduling online is quick and easy. So visit our website to book your appointment now. For fast, friendly service, choose Logan Services.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You'd think that dog conversation wouldn't necessarily blend with hockey talk. And you'd be wrong. You idiots! Like a fine wine and dark chocolate, it's going down smooth. Rothman and Ice present Hockey and Hounds.
Sponsored by Telhio Credit Union, helping Hounds find a home and helping you finance yours. Get the best rate from Telhio's mortgage experts. Find out more at telhio.org.
Now, joining the Hockey and Hounds League is Jackets blue liner Damon Severson, a man who skates hard so his dog Reggie can have a better life.
Yeah, he certainly does, and we're thrilled to have him back. I know it's during the break, but I guarantee that he was locked in on a certain program sporting event today. He's our guy, Damon Severson, CBJ Blue Liner, and he's back with us courtesy of Telhio Credit Union. All right, Sevo, I imagine you were locked in to Canada and the Czechs. Am I right?
Yeah, we had practice today, and then the boys were all in the lounge after practice, checking out the game, making sure that the right team won.
Yeah, that's right. How concerned were you?
I like to say never a doubt, but anytime the team's up by a goal, they score a late one. One of my former teammates, Palat, obviously scored a big goal for the Czechs, and they went up. It was probably pretty crazy in there, and then for Canada to come back, I think Suzuki was the one who missed the empty net on the back door, hit the far post, and then just for him to get one, obviously, nice to obviously not have that bad feeling going, having to go home, but he was able to get the tying goal, and then obviously a beautiful finish by Marner to to seal the deal in that game today.
So coming out of that one, obviously there's going to be some concerns, Evo, about Sidney Crosby and his availability in the next round. Did you see the play? And if so, what did you think of that? And maybe what's to come for him as a player?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You never want to see anybody get injured, especially a guy like that who's been elite for so long, basically an icon in the game, and especially for Team Canada. So, just sucks to see anybody get injured, but just a tough play. Obviously, I think they, one of the best players in the world. They're gonna try to defend him hard, be hard on him, make his life tough. So, I think that was what the defender was trying to do there. Just unfortunate. It kind of just looked like he got tied up and caught in an awkward position there. And I don't know what the diagnosis of the injury is, but it looked like a lower body injury and just kind of looked like he was in a bit of discomfort. So sucks to see. Like I said, they're going to be missing the captain for Canada, but they have a great team over there. And like I'm Canadian, obviously through and through. I'll be cheering those guys on. But unfortunate events for the team right now with Canada, and then obviously Pittsburgh is probably holding their breath right now too. Just that's an elite player that they don't want to miss in their team.
Well, certainly we're being selfish. We want to see what we would call the Super Bowl of hockey in the Olympics and get the USA and Canada into the final here. We'll see if Team USA and Z can hold up their end of the bargain against Sweden. What are your thoughts on that, especially in a one and done where a goalie can steal the game? We saw how the Czechs with Dostal he was incredible. He was holding you guys to 2 goals for most of that game. But in the Olympics and in a one and done, the cliche works, right? Anything can happen, and it almost did. But your thoughts about this one coming up at 3:00, USA-Sweden?
Yeah, I mean, it's you're right. Everybody wants to see it. Everybody wants to see the USA versus Canada, the gold medal game, the Olympics. Obviously, it's been a while since the Olympics have had NHL players in it, so that would be amazing. But I've been watching a little bit. I haven't caught a ton of the action. Obviously, been more locked in today after practice.